Barbarian.
Chris, do you need to remove the dwarves?
Do I need to remove the dwarves? Oh yeah, that's true. I do.
No, they're here now. They're part of our party forever.
Yeah.
In
Oh,
spirit.
you wish.
Let's just go ruffle stomp everything. With dwarves.
Yeah, you could. They're really strong. I'm not letting you do that. So, hello everybody, and welcome to Crabby D&D. I am here with my players, Cat,
Yo.
Damian,
Hello.
Kay,
I'm hungry.
Romulus,
I am going to turn this rabbit into a lovely pair of slippers.
and Vinny.
I have ribs.
Lloyd will be here soon, hopefully. He is currently dealing with crossing the border. Legally, I will add, for legal reasons. He is just...
I'm pretty sure he's doing it legally.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's doing it legally.
I don't think he's
competent
competent enough to do it illegally.
Maybe, we'll have
He
to
didn't
see.
specify that he didn't have a passport, so...
It's a valid point.
That is. We'll have to see. But he said he should hopefully be here soon. He just might be a little bit waylaid. So, yeah. We'll see when he arrives. And when he does, he'll get to hear the wonders of what happened last session. As he still does not know. So, with our company of adventurers, Cat, Damian, Kay, Lloyd, Romulus and Vinny, having taken it upon themselves to track down and bring home safe an individual known as Brass, the party headed into the Taros Mountains in search of their particular quarry, who should be no more than 2 days from the camp, but these mountains are a vast space. On their journey they came across a rather rare but dangerous sight, a young stone dragon. With a small cohort of kobolds who were hunting at the time, the party travelled through. They got caught up in these events, and the party fled to the best of their ability, narrowly avoiding death by a single hair on Damian's head, before a group of dwarven geowards and their geomancer leader stepped in to intervene, discouraging the dragon's presence and allowing the party to get away before anyone was dead. Thankfully. After a light exchange of pleasantries, the party rests, hoping that nothing comes for them in the night. The quiet of the night clicks with a few insects that live within the small dip you have found yourself camping in this high into the mountains. The small camp that you have made for all of you shares 2 tents between the party of you, rotating shifts with a crackling fire in between both as you keep your watches in groups of 2. The cold air bites into those of you less clothed, but you steel yourselves as best you can, with Romulus and Cat finishing their first shift as we move on and into the second shift of Vinny and Damian. The tent flap is pulled open as Romulus and Cat swap places with you two, kicking you out of the tent and shivering and wet as the rain is still slick and coming down this night. As Damian begins to don the bulkier pieces of his armour, and you both now rest around the campfire that flickers, with the coldest part of the shift still to come. The rain comes down lightly, not too heavy, but enough. Falling on the stones in the tent around you, you can feel it cutting into you. It is a difficult night to be sure, but an adventurer must persist. So, the 2 of you are sat at camp, Vinny and Damian. The light is flickering before you, and what little warmth you are getting is otherwise a small light in the darkness here.
So, I guess we should address the elephant in the room.
Oh?
That thing with Cat earlier.
Oh! Yeah.
I'm not an expert in magic, but that's definitely not normal.
No, that she did something, well, very bizarre. And a little bit scary even to me.
I mean, it worked, so I guess it's all fine. But it
Yeah,
seemed like she was entirely in control of it, and
no, I don't
I'm a little worried.
understand this book that she's got. It's a bit
Hmm.
odd, and there was something about that she can read runes, and that's really unusual for somebody of her kind. I wonder how she's learned it at such a young age. Hmm. Are you very used to this sort of cold, damp weather from where you are? I mean, you're further north, aren't you? So I suspect not.
Further north, nearer the coast though, so sometimes we get. Sometimes it's not great.
But cold as well as damp?
Well, I'm fortunate. I can sit closer to the fire.
I do have a question that you should be able to answer, but
Oh yeah?
who were these sisters that you four visited back at the Starlight Camp?
Well, I can't imagine they work for the people there, but I assume they have an arrangement. But I mean, one of them can see the future, one of them can see the past, and one of them can see the present in some capacity.
Oh. Now I perhaps understand why I came back to the scene that I came back to. Yeah, that seems kind of a dangerous thing to encounter and perhaps
Yeah.
try and utilize. Yeah.
I imagine the things everyone else saw were quite personal. I know
Yeah, I
mine
would have
were, so
thought.
I don't want to. I don't
Oh,
want to pry too deeply into them. But
I don't want to know the details. That's for people themselves, others, to, if they wish to reveal it and divulge it. But, well, yeah.
I think I've already mentioned that I'm looking for some friends of mine.
Yeah, I think. Huh, yeah, good question. Out of character. This is something I was trying to figure out if I was actually. I don't think you have. So,
Huh.
okay, I'll try that again. No, not that I'm aware of.
Oh,
Um,
well, it's nothing you need to worry about. But
the
if you ever see a silver dragonborn,
Silver Dragonborn. Okay.
especially in Zeka's Crossing, do let me know.
Huh. You know Zaka's Crossing before then, or just by reputation?
I don't remember ever being, but a friend of mine is familiar with the place.
Um,
Knows some people there.
Does this relate to what you said this morning when we found the vat, or discovered what the barrel was full of?
I mean, I don't know anything about the stuff itself, but the people that
Oh,
make
just
the leaf
your
guts.
past, just that you were aware of criminal dealings.
Let me answer your question with another question.
Sure.
What kind of knight are you, specifically?
I'm not one who's gonna judge somebody's past unless it encroaches on anything that I would regard to be of potential harm to people. So, if you've had criminal misdemeanors in the past, but it hasn't led to people suffering a lot, then I'm not going to be that fussed.
Well, in that case, let's just say that I don't take anything from somebody who can't afford to lose it.
Okay, I think I understand. You have the same motives as me, perhaps a different means.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That would be why you decided you wanted to help out when you came into Trendor's Rest with slimes and the illness.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can. I think I could live with.
I mean, don't misunderstand me. Where there's money to be made, I'm always happy to take my cut. But
Yeah.
I want to look out for people who are suffering.
That's
In my experience, the people causing that suffering are people with a little too much to lose. If you catch my drift.
get your drift. Yes. Very much get your drift.
Right. That's good. But I've never gotten myself involved in drugs. Knowingly, anyway.
Damian chuckles.
I hate to interrupt, but I really want to know the story of how you unknowingly got involved with drugs.
But you're asleep, so you can't ask this question.
And that was a Harlan question.
I know.
Not a Romulus question.
I suspect you'll encounter this story in due time.
There'll be time. We got plenty of sessions to go.
Have I mentioned what I'm looking for? I think you probably overheard some things, but
Some, but why don't you... If you're okay with saying, maybe I can help you.
I'm pursuing a fellow knight who did cause harm to others. Sort of a personal harm. You sort of noticed something odd with Damian because he kind of almost sort of like takes a gulp. Yeah. Yeah. And Damien sort of actually puts a finger up to his cheek and sort of just wipes a tear away.
This was a friend of yours, I take it.
You could say maybe a bit more than a friend. I hope he's still okay. I sent letters back to make sure that he was still fine, but when I left, he was at least in good hands.
So this person you're pursuing,
Yeah.
any idea where they might be?
The commander of the Plague Knights, she said that he was heading south, probably towards Acres Crossing. So, probably heading the same direction. Which would be helpful.
If they went through the crossing, it's probably a good place to ask around.
Through... Sorry, through where?
Through the crossing.
Ah, yeah, I don't know if they were going beyond that. That's all I... They were suggested that they were heading towards Acres Crossing. he's got a companion, and he bought some horses, so he's obviously expecting more companions. I've got no idea what he's got himself into, but I would like to know. It's-
But we'll find him. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
I hope
Tell you
so.
what. While we've got time, tell me a bit more about your order. You have an oath of some kind, right?
Yeah, we do. Where's everything? Yeah. We have 4 orders and then my own that sort of overarches them. And I'm a member of the Order of the Crest, which overarches the other 4 orders.
Right.
And I swore an oath whilst we were in Trendle's Rest, which was perhaps a bit more of a personal oath than most knights swear.
Nothing wrong with personal oaths.
Oh no, definitely not. It's more perhaps tailored to how I am rather than just sort of the general oath that members of my order might take. And we help escort people who are of importance. We help with just sort of various missions, hunting down magical beasts if they appear. That sort of thing, really. We kind of served the Queen down in Maruk, but well, that's a little bit more out of my my knowledge and remit. I'm more. I haven't really ventured out from the area around Paloon till now. This is the furthest south I've been.
Okay. Is this person you're looking for also a member of the same order?
Yes. Yes, he was.
Does that mean Maruk is somewhere they'll be interested in? Or somewhere they'll be avoiding at all costs?
I would be surprised if he went to Maruk, because I would have thought that my Lord Commander would have sent word to keep an eye out for him to major places. I mean, he kind of avoided Trendle's Rest, even if no word of his coming had necessarily. He wants to keep a low profile, so I wouldn't expect him to go to Maruk. But we don't have any. We don't really go down to Zaker's Crossing, so that would be safer than Maruk.
While the 2 of you are keeping a watch out and having this discussion, I'd like both of you to make me perception checks, please. And I would like the designated person that you chose to roll me a d20, please.
Am I doing this with advantage? Or, so, with disadvantage?
With disadvantage because of the rain plus the low light, yeah.
Does it also include people who aren't doing a watch?
No. Oh, the d20 will just be it's the roll to see if anything random happens during the night.
Okay. I'm just making sure, because
Yeah.
I was the designated person, so.
Okay. Yeah, no, this won't count as a perception check. This is just a d20 to see what happens. 18. Okay. Damian and Vinny, what were your 2 separates?
10.
and
5.
5. You both hear it, that's for certain, but neither of you see it. As you hear off in the distance a screeching sound, followed by a thunderclap. It is loud and instant, but it sounds like it came from the distance, almost like a high-pitched screech. A thunderclap came and then silence. It puts the two of you on edge.
That don't sound good.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of thing could make that sort of noise.
Did we hear which direction it might have come from?
Also, with those low perceptions, with the rain and everything else, it's hard to tell.
Kind of echoed in the mountains.
Yeah, could have echoed off other mountains, could be just because of the location that the sound made it to you. You don't know.
Did we see a flash of lightning?
I would say, with your passive perception, there was a flash just after the screech came. But there is no known source of it. It was more of like a muffled flash past all the rain. You didn't spot where it came from, it just surrounded you instantaneously, lighting the area up for a moment before disappearing. A strike of lightning, if you will.
Should I wake anyone else up? Or...
We could do. I don't know how close that was.
No,
We
neither
keep
do
an ear
I.
out. See if we hear any more from it.
I think that might be the best option, but I'm just going to get my mace and shield in case.
Good idea.
The rain begins to pick up. And at this point it's becoming harder and harder to see further ahead of you. The rain begins to hit the campfire and it begins to fizzle.
Who's nearest in the tent?
I would say in both tents, Romulus would be the closest in one tent. In the other, I would say probably Kay would be nearest to the edge.
There's a
But-
decent chance one of my hooves is just
Which-
sticking out the tent.
Yeah, I will say if either of you are proficient in both nature and arcana, you can go ahead and make me a roll, but I don't know if either of you are.
No.
Can't imagine so. No.
No. No, in this instance you're not sure. A few moments later, the fire goes out. The last smoke released from the surface of it.
Okay.
The wood
in-
now sodden and dry. Oh, and wet, sorry.
In that case, I'm going to light one of my torches.
Okay.
But it's going to be inside the tent.
Are you lighting inside the tent?
Well, I'm kind of in the tent currently.
Do you... Okay, knowing full well that this is a closed fabric tent, do you still wish to light the torch?
No, probably not. I need to wake someone up who can do it. So there's a light. I'm gonna take a punt and say that's. Well, I'm probably gonna wake Cat and Romulus up because I think that's probably the tent that I went in if they came in and we went out.
Yeah.
I mean,
At
I
the
can
same
make a
time,
little bit of light, but
I'm gonna yell out to Vinny to, can you put one of your lights out?
okay. You hear a few seconds of music on the bone pipes, and then the dancing lights come into existence.
Okay. As each of them appear, kind of forming these light wisps of multicolored light as they begin to almost crackle into motion, almost swaying outwards, ebbing and flowing from you, they otherwise form in the nearby vicinity, forming this kind of light bluish teal coloration that illuminates the nearby area.
Is there anything here?
You look around. Make me another perception check. This one with disadvantage, because you're still looking into deeper darkness here.
That is a 12.
A 12. As you're looking out, you've got your dancing lights in this moment, as you otherwise have them glowing in the nearby area. Looking around, you see a form in the shadows, and as you kind of squint to see it, you see a long form, multiple legs running along the edge of this almost scaled form, two large horns. It looks down, crawling over the rock nearby to you, and hisses, and you can see a crackling blue inside of its mouth. And in that instant, you hear the screech again. As this bird swoops through, gargantuan in size, and grabs this creature that was, to your guess, maybe 20 feet long. Swoops in, grabs it, and flies overhead. But the bird itself probably had a wingspan of 80 to 100 feet as it grabbed it and flew off. Both of you see this, but to you, Damian, with no proper light source, you hear this loud screech, the sound of thrashing before this crackling of blue lightning shooting off in the distance as the silhouettes of these two forms are made in that instance.
Well, in case that hasn't woken the party up, I'm now gonna
This
shout,
wakes the
awake, awake!
This wakes the party in this instance.
I hate you, Chris. I'm gonna bring one of those here.
What? Okay, we've just gone to bed. What?
I'd say you hear the loud thunderclap sound
Oh.
of lightning shattering through the shattering in stone before the screech occurred.
Okay. Well, at that point, can I take a guess to what's out there or what I've just heard?
Make me a check with disadvantage because you do not have context nor visuals.
Okay.
DC will be quite high for this, so
Oh.
it'll be very difficult for you to see, or very difficult to guess, but we'll see. And I'll say
What am I adding to
Romulus.
this?
You're either in your plus from nature or
Arcana.
Arcana. And Romulus, are you proficient in nature?
I'm not. I am not.
Okay.
21.
21.
Do I have disadvantage or
Yeah.
just normal roll?
I will say make me a disadvantage roll here, Romulus, and I'll say use your survival, as this will be something that you may have previously experienced or had happen.
Survive. Okay, that's not actually that bad. That's I believe that's a 16.
Okay.
Yeah, 16.
I'll say with the two rolls that you got, in the moment you don't know what's going on. You don't have context. But you do hear the loud crack, and you immediately assume lightning strikes, as the rain has picked up, and you hear this before you hear the screech sound as it gets further and further away. Kay and Lloyd are also up at this point.
What was...
did you do?
It appeared during our watch. It didn't do anything. I didn't roll an actual one.
Right.
What was it?
There were two creatures. One with a bunch of legs, seemed to be the source of the lightning.
Okay.
Hmm?
Long, like a blue glow inside of it. The other was a giant bird.
How
A
big?
giant bird? How big?
How big?
Like 80-foot wingspan.
Oh.
Giant. Massive. But I think they're
Okay,
fighting each other.
wingspan is very different from like how big was the body? Because like there's birds that have like 18-foot wingspans, and then they fold up into little weird fucking flat pack shit.
I'll say, given the silhouette of the silhouette and the effect of the roll, you're uncertain.
Mm.
But the wingspan was huge, similar, reminiscent to that of a hawk or an owl.
Hey?
It's not going to be a little thing with
No.
big wings like that. But listen, I reckon they're probably more interested in each other.
It's true, but if one of them know we're here and survives, it may return. Just keep an eye out. With the description, would I have a rough idea of potentially what it could be now?
Given your roll, And given, I'd say, Romulus, you pick up on one of these, whereas Cat, you pick up on the other. The longer creature with multiple legs reminds you of a Bahir, Cat. A creature of giant descent that was created by the giants for the purposes of attacking certain creatures, dragons more specifically. They hunted dragon nests, and they were made by giants through some means to hunt and fight dragons. But that's the most that you know. They're dangerous creatures, and to have encountered one and then to have that encounter stripped away from you means that the creature that took it must be that much stronger. Whereas Romulus, I'll say with that roll, it's on the fringes of your mind that you've heard myths of creatures that are big and bird-shaped. Very few creatures of that type grow to that size. But there is one myth that catches your mind, one that you were warned about as a child when you were growing up back home, and that is a thunderbird.
Oh.
A creature that surpasses many others and is one of the most dangerous creatures in the mountains according to legend, but one hasn't been seen, sighted, or documented in hundreds of years.
That,
Okay.
it's unlikely, but that does sound remarkably like a thunderbird.
We've got an attacking pet from giants and a thunderbird. Whoever's on watch, keep a very, very keen eye out. This could get
I should
messy.
say, I think discretion is the better part of valor here.
Can I give the Thunderbird a name, like Gordon or Virgil?
Number one.
Number one.
Nastiest.
Inspiration for the both of you, because I was waiting for someone to make that reference. And I know, Harlan, you were holding it in. I could feel it.
try so hard.
I could feel it, Harlan.
So could I.
If either of you already have inspiration, then give it to Harlan.
Oh, you got it.
Yay!
So,
For the first time in weeks.
I love how you missed the bit where I said fab instead, but there you go.
I did.
5,
4,
4, 3.
2, 1. All right. So, what do you do here?
Can we? Oh no, the wood's wet. And we got some light. Okay, that's at least something. How much longer of our shift have we got?
I'd say at the time this about happens, I'd say another half an hour.
Okay. I'm guessing the other two are going back into the tent.
Kay's going back to sleep for that half an
Yeah.
hour.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go back to bed. I'm gonna leave
Yeah,
you with
Bill.
Jeff. Jeff will help with the watches for the rest of the night.
Okay.
Okay.
So roll
I'll
for
have
Jeff.
him
Does
doing-
he have dark vision?
No, he doesn't. He's gonna be. He's basically gonna be scooting along the ground, just like a drone. Flies low.
I was
So
gonna
he's
say,
gonna be flying low.
yeah. I say, Vinny, you've produced light with dancing lights, so it would help Damian, but it wouldn't be as good as the fire was. But you do note that the rain does begin to ease up slightly.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep watch, but I'm gonna be far more wary
Okay.
and as vigilant as I can be. I'm fully awake at this point, really fully awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep the dancing lights up for now, but if we hear any more noise like that, I'll probably put them out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. The rest of your watch goes by as smoothly as it could. With the two of you on edge, you listen out for sounds, and there are sounds of like crashes in the distance. The occasional thunderclap which catches your attention from potentially miles off. The sound of a coming storm as you would expect, but with the recent events it's hard to tell. But you do manage to finish the rest of your watch. And then we move into the final pair, Kay and Lloyd, who unfortunately Lloyd has not arrived yet.
I'm just spreading out the rats and keeping watch, apparently.
Okay, perception check from you, perception check from Lloyd, who has disadvantage, because there's no
Jeff
source
will
of
be
light.
helping. If he sees anything, he'll scream.
Actually, do you have a source of light there? Would you be producing any source of light,
No.
Kay? No.
I have
and-
nothing for light.
Okay, in which case you're also rolling with disadvantage, and it doesn't matter, that's an auto fail for Lloyd, he's counted as
I'm
being
not rolling
blind.
with disadvantage. am
If
I?
you've got dark vision, it counts as dim
I've
light,
got
which
dark
gives you
vision.
Yeah, which means total darkness counts as dim light. So that means you have disadvantage.
Alright.
Lloyd doesn't get a check. He's counted as blinded at the moment, as is Jeff. So there's nothing they get.
Oh, yeah, I have nothing for light, so.
Yeah,
Well,
I can keep an
that was
ear out.
decent
for this,
roll.
right?
they can keep an ear out, true, but again, be a disadvantage. And Lloyd in this case rolled a natural 1, so yeah, he can't. He relies too much on his eyes.
You
know what?
Is it 14 total?
14. I would like somebody else to roll me a d20, please.
That will be
That would be
Simon.
you now, Mr. Simon.
Come on, don't kill her.
Oh, not again.
Another
18 again. Okay. The rest of your watch goes by smoothly.
Let's go.
The 18 has already been exhausted this night.
Oh, perfect.
Goodness for that.
Yeah, just over there, you've just got two tuckered out bit monsters over here in the Thunderbird. They're just like, oh god, I can't get up. Oh, I don't want to go back. Craig, can you turn the lights off?
Craig,
It's nighttime. There are no lights. I'd have to eat the moon. Can you eat the moon? I can't eat the moon.
I can't.
Oh.
Oh. Craig, can you lose some
Happy.
weight? Picking you up like that every single time is getting exhausting. You need to work out more. Don't blame this on me. You're the reason this relationship's falling
you always
apart.
fat shame me, Stephen. Why are you like this?
What?
So,
Oh, wow.
you wake the next morning. As you'll proceed to do, watch being handed back over to from Kay to the rest of you as the day is now yours. The light rain persists, and a light mist obscures your path. You break camp, gathering up your things, pulling up your hoods, and otherwise covering yourself so you don't get too wet or suffer from cold, but it is still a
Cast
nasty
mage
night.
armor.
Cast mage armor. Okay.
I'm
Who
gonna
will
prepare
be-
my spells.
Who will be prepare your spells, regenerate your hit die, regain your hit points, regain your spell points, everything that you would get from a short rest or long rest. Sorry. Obviously, only half your hit dice if you used more than half, but I believe I went through everyone's character sheet earlier and you haven't. So
No,
that's
I
fine.
used 2 because I had to. So
I used
should get
1.
back up to 4.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I went through everyone's character sheet to see if people had used how many hit dice people had used, if they'd used any. As Damian knows, because I interrogated him, and he didn't use any because he didn't need them. He used his lay on hands. So, with that, and being in the mountains, I'm going to do the Lloyd thing, and he is going to expend 6 of his spell points to cast Aid on everybody, so everybody has 5 additional maximum hit points.
Let's go.
Maximum and current, so keep that in mind. He didn't do it previously because he may have forgotten, but he's doing it today because you're in because of the previous day's shenanigans, because it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cook a number of treats equal to my proficiency bonus, which is +2. You know that they're the temporary hit point.
They're the temporary hit points, so who wants them? Kay can't use them.
yeah,
Lloyd
I'm
could
still-
because he hasn't got AC.
And I wouldn't
yeah,
say
don't
no
make
to
a roll.
Oh, yeah,
additional health.
That's true. You need to make me a wisdom roll, or wisdom save, please. Kay.
Ah,
Was it wisdom or con? I haven't got the document
I
up.
believe it was con.
Yeah, it was con to recover. It was wisdom initially. So go ahead and roll me con saving throw, please. Where is your character? 'Cause I
That
need to-
is 26.
Okay, 26. Go ahead, and as there is a crit, go ahead and roll me 4d12, please.
Okay.
Oh, that was a 3. Whoops,
That
didn't
was a
mean to do
thing,
that.
yes.
So that is 31 points returned. You are now 32 out of 52. 20 more points, and you will have recovered completely from your bruising.
Thank goodness. Yay, net 20.
Yeah, so you are plenty closer to regaining stuff. Okay.
Very
My hands don't feel as numb anymore.
No, your hands don't feel as numb, and the pain has subsided somewhat. The cool rain is helping. The balm and bandages that your party has helped you with is helping. You're feeling more comfortable. I would say at this point, given the natural 20, the disadvantage on your claws is gone, but you still can't gain temporary hit points currently.
Do you? Okay, so I know I gave one of my treats to Cat last time. Who was the other one? Does
Me.
anyone remember? Ah, yes, but you couldn't eat it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right, I'll give one to Cat again because
Bonus HP isn't gonna go amiss.
and one to Lloyd for the moment.
Okay.
I'll try and change out.
How
who I give
many-
the other one to.
How many temporary hit points do they get?
It's not much. It's only 2 temporary hit points when they decide to use it, but they don't have to use it now. They can use it later.
How long does it last?
It lasts. The treats last 8 hours after being made, so any time within that 8 hours you can.
How long does the temporary hit points last?
Until you take a next rest, short or long. So it'd be better to take them on the premise that you're not going to take a short rest before you fight.
Yeah.
So it's better to
True.
take them now, unless you're in a dire situation.
I think I'm gonna take it now. I'll use it now because of the ambush.
Yeah, Lloyd's gonna take his. But as you begin to break camp and there is a low mist, who is going to take the first survival check for me, please, or a skill check of your choice to aid in your navigation?
Can I do investigation to aid?
I'll say who. So are you heralding the survival check to go in the correct, or the main check to go in the right direction, or are you just assisting?
I would like to headline the survival check because mountains are kind of my thing.
Yep,
Okay.
and I'll aid.
That's fair, and you'll be aiding Cat. Okay. So I would like both of you to make your respective rolls. You're using investigation.
Yes.
I will say this is with disadvantage because of the local mist in the early morning, but I will still allow it. Okay. Go ahead and give
The
it a roll.
investigation is with that.
That's the investigation with that. You're proficient. You're
21.
used to mountains, so for you, I'm not going to give a disadvantage on the survival check here. Okay.
101.
Hey, 21 bros.
Getting previous directions and otherwise using this to the rest of your advantage, you manage to otherwise home in on getting the correct direction and otherwise heading in that direction. Is anybody keeping watch during this time or doing anything else to aid the party?
Kay is reacquiring his height advantage and keeping watch.
Okay, so perception check from
Climbing up
Kay.
me.
Okay, I was going to say to Vinny that perhaps it would be a good idea just to quickly look around where the campsite was, just in case we see any evidence of what just transpired during our watch.
Yeah, I'd be happy to help with that.
Okay. So
It's-
I'll...
It's misty out rather than dark, right?
Yes, it's misty
So
rather than
dancing
dark.
lights
So
won't get much done.
they'll probably make it worse given how
Yeah.
light and mist or slash fog don't go very well.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot I can do to help other than straight investigation then, but I'm happy
Okay.
to.
So I would like
Right.
both of you to make me investigation checks with disadvantage, as there is a mist in the way at the moment.
Ooh.
Okay. Damian? Damian.
10.
10. And Vinny?
6.
6. The two of you otherwise begin to investigate the site in question, looking over where this all took place. It's a little ways up the mountain that it happened, but where you saw the silhouettes. As you otherwise head up, you can see that there was once a rock which a creature stood on. You can see the small claw marks, you can see the sites where it all took place, before you see larger striations of claws that have grooved clean through stone. The grooves of themselves are maybe about a foot across, and they are in a set of 3 that have carved through and left this massive scuff mark where something has been picked up, but there is splatterings of now still slick from the rain, but very much diluted and slightly run off blood from whatever this was, from whatever was attacked. The blood itself seems to be too diluted to be collected at all, but is still slight spatterings of it being present and happening. Whatever happened last night actually happened.
What colour did you say the blood was? Sorry.
The blood is a kind of a deep red coloration.
Okay.
And would which do we know which of these creatures it would be from? Most
You
likely?
have no idea.
Well, is there any chance of like collecting some of it up into a little vial?
In this
No.
instance, the rain has run off too much that there's not enough of a good sample to get any. You'd be mixing it too much with water and therefore ruining the sample.
All right.
If it's that,
Blood.
like if it's that, what do you call it? Split with the water, and it's still that dark. It must have been a very dark color.
Hmm.
In such a, I don't know if that tells you anything.
Now, if it's red, that means it's oxygenated. That means that.
You have the intelligence
What
for this,
is
Romulus.
oxygenated?
Literally just thinking as Romulus puts on rat-made glasses. Literally just made of like...
All right. Right. This is red blood, which means it's iron-based and heavily oxygenated. That suggests it's less likely to be a creature that lives high up, as the amount of oxygenation would be far lower given the reduced amount of oxygen-rich air. Ergo, it's more likely for it to be the ground-based creature, the Behir's blood. In which case, I lick the blood.
You lick the blood. Make me a medicine check with disadvantage, and the DC is high, sheerly out of the effect that it is, again, diluted and difficult to get a sample for.
Just Cat's literally taking a moment here and be like, that was a lot of big words that come from Romulus, and then he goes and licks the blood. It's just like, there's a mix of emotions here. It's like,
There's the Romulus I know.
what's just happened?
Well, I'm a chef now.
It's true.
Oh, I was so hoping for a good one. Yes. This
Tastes
would
like
not
blood.
This would not make a good black pudding.
No, but you do note the lack of an irony taste, meaning that it's potentially not as irony as you would have initially thought, given the red coloration.
Very mountain-like.
It's not iron.
Does it taste of coal instead?
It doesn't have a distinct taste. That could just be dilution. It could be the fact that it doesn't have it in its blood. You're uncertain.
Kay is now tempted. He has seen the big one lick the blood.
If you want to, I'll say go ahead and roll me a medicine check with disadvantage as well.
Hey, it's a
It's on the case.
creature. It's a creature, and it's something from the creature, so Kay is interested.
In this instance, I was going to say, in this instance,
It's
it
not
wouldn't give you
for
any
anything-
aspects because it's not enough quantity. But
It's
yeah.
tempting. It's
Mhm.
a experiment.
Yes.
Kay doesn't understand this.
No, that's fair.
Oh,
Okay.
what is this?
Medicine.
Medicine? Dr. K on the case. That's a 10. Woo.
Okay. Again, it's too diluted to really be able to tell. It's mostly water, but from what there is of whatever smatterings may have occurred here, it came from one of the creatures. You're uncertain.
I'm just going to go over to the remaining three. You guys aren't going to start licking that as well, are you? Like, don't tell me I'm the only one that thinks that's weird.
Can I just like borrow a page and like write down a note that
Not-
Romulus
Hey,
and
Vinny, you should taste this.
Romulus and Kay are potentially vampires?
I think I'd know if Romulus was a vampire.
I don't know.
Kay, I don't know anymore.
don't
I've seen the
think
stuff he
He's
eats.
a vampire. I think he has a different thing going on. Anyway, Cat, you
Hmm.
don't need to worry. I'm not going to drink blood off of the ground. I'm not an animal.
Yeah, no, fair. That's a good point.
But it's
Why
not the
would there
ground,
be,
it's a rock. Hold on, but Vinny,
Where would
it's
you
not the
drink blood
ground,
from?
It's a rock.
Vinny, there was a specification there that I did not appreciate.
I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I can fully believe that Vinny's a vampire because Simon is exactly the type of person to have a character who's called Vinny the Vampire. And then just never mention it. However, it's very... Damian, I must assure you, I am no vampire.
What's a vampire?
It's a mosquito, but humanoid.
What's a mosquito?
It's those annoying bitey bugs that suck your blood.
I eat those.
Then you're a vampire eater. Well done.
Does that make him a vampire?
No. The vampire would have to
But if the
drain him and then put its own blood in there.
but if the mosquito's taken blood and then he eats the mosquito which contains the blood, is he not just eating blood himself and being a vampire?
No, he needs to be fully drained first.
Wait, K needs to be fully drained.
Yes.
I feel a little bit weird about
Don't
draining
listen to him,
K.
Kay. You do not need to be fully drained.
just slightly drained.
Mm.
How do we drain a K?
Is there like a stopper somewhere that we
I
can just sort of
mean-
unfasten?
Hey, do you have a stopper? I mean, no, full well this is no thing, but I can't help it now.
Is
What's
there
a
a tap
stopper?
with a valve?
I'm just gonna pull out like a bottle.
I'd say
just
a stopper would be in your
stopper.
range of understanding.
Okay.
Damian's wearing one of his usual
maybe?
wry smiles.
So, arguably, we live in a world where food standards are probably not that high in comparison to modern day. Is this accurate?
No, food standards are pretty good. Depends on what
I li-
area. what
I lived in a
area you-
tribe where we hunted things.
Yeah, and then there's Maruk, which gives out free food tokens to the working class, so they can actually have a good meal every single day.
Good for Maruk. Good for Maruk. But anyway, my point
Wait,
here is
free food?
my
Yeah,
point
every
here is
day.
I probably would have tried chicken or other bird blood at some point.
Yes.
Did this blood taste anything like chicken?
The medicine check would be too low to know.
Could I make a chef's tool?
It did not taste
No.
like.
In this
It
instance,
did
you
not
don't know.
taste like a bird.
Worth a try.
I
You
know
do
what
not know.
bird tastes like.
Okay, we'll say you're
That's
walking
not
and
a bird.
talking as this is going on.
That is not a bird.
It
I
was
know what
not
bird tastes like.
All right. Then it is likely the Behir. Although I wonder if perhaps its body is not iron, its blood is not iron based, but instead tomato based.
It's just ketchup. Okay.
Of
Hmm.
course, you have the Behirs fight the dragons, and then the giants picked them up and used them like a squeezy bottle.
Makes sense. Who's giving me
Oh.
the next D20 roll, please, for random encounters?
I guess
That would
that'll
be
be
this
a
man's.
particular Romulus, yeah.
Alright.
Oh, I next. Oh god,
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
It's a 10.
Good.
10.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Ah,
At least as
very
close
good.
as we can get, because yes, I'm aware it's actually 10.5 or something.
Yeah, I know, but still. Okay, so as you're otherwise moving in the direction which you know that is the correct way, the mist otherwise lifts off, the rain and sun to a little degree begin to burn it off, as you otherwise carry on through the day, moving across the mountainside. You progress for some time, before you begin to see different paths that you could take. You note that in the lower ground there is a large bundle of trees, otherwise scoping across a larger stretch in almost a ravine-like fashion between the mountains, swerving backwards and forwards of thick pines. A territory which you'd be more familiar with, Romulus, and would definitely be easier going for Cat. But you also see to the right what looks to be a larger section of mountains which lead up, to which you can see the mountain shapes change significantly to not necessarily flat tops, but more rough and angular tops to them, not pointed, is in a natural mound shape, suggesting slightly more malformed shapes based on weathering.
Weren't looking for a ledge or something like that.
Something
Did you
of that
say the
nature.
weather's cleared up a little bit?
The rain is best. The rain is good. Or the rain is still persisting, but the mist is gone.
Okay, I'm gonna launch the Jeff.
Okay.
Launch the
Okay.
Jeff.
Launch the Jeff. Can I see or get any sort of idea in regards to which direction we should be heading in? Is there anywhere that's like a ledge, or
Make,
am I?
make me a
If
perception
that's the
check with
case,
Jeff.
I'm also spreading out the rats.
Make me a perception check with Jeff then, please.
That is.
You didn't need to roll
Why did I
disadvantage.
do that? No, yeah.
Just re-roll it. Just re-roll one, because there's no way of knowing which one was left and which one was the right one, like we normally do.
That's 15.
With Jeff flying through the air, otherwise getting a look round, how close is he travelling to the ground?
Not too close, but not too far.
Somewhere in
He's
between,
gonna do
about 30
yeah, it's
feet-ish?
about between 30 to 50.
Okay. Keeping a good eye on the surroundings and travelling through, the rain is of little consequence to Jeff, as he is able to fly, although his wings... Oh, actually no, his wings would be affected as they're made of crystal. But he does continue to fly and move, soaring through the air, getting a good look around. Where would you like to be targeting first with Jeff? The mountains or the trees?
I will target the mountains
Okay.
because yeah.
Okay. Looking at the mountain ledges here, you can see what looks to be, well, with Jeff's vision, you otherwise hear back the communication that there are a large number of ledges up ahead. Mountain shelves and otherwise not coves, but alcoves and cuttings that are in place around the mountains themselves. And somewhat of a different topography here. Instead of being in the lower mountains, you've moved into high mountains where the terrain has changed slightly.
I will relay that information back to the party, and then move down towards the woody area.
Okay. Moving back down to the woody area, go ahead and give me another perception check, please.
That is a 14.
Okay. The woody area is not too dense. It will be easier travelling for you, as it would be a mulch floor as opposed to a rocky surface. There wouldn't be any worries of slipping or anything. And it would be a lot easier for you to travel. You'd be moving through forest, so you'd get some shielding from the rain. And should you need to rest for an emergency reason, or whatever the reason may be, you have more of that available to you.
Okay. I will relay that back to the party. So, guys, what do you think? I mean, there are ledges up, but easier to move and easier to rest than going down.
Either are both can't be in the to the west northwest, right?
No. They are both within the vicinity of, if you were to gauge where you were going to be going, you could take either path to get to the direction you're going, or because you didn't know the distance of where you're going is to, you could... Okay, so let's use this as an example. If you were to go to the mountains, you could be travelling through the mountains and you might get to the destination beyond. If you're going through the forest, you might go through and get to the destination beyond. But the mountains could also be the ledges you're looking for, and the realm of the forest could lead to the area that has the ledges beyond. You're not sure. It's one of those that you make the choice accordingly, based on your natural gamble, because you didn't know the exact distance. All you know is that it was about a day's travel. You've been half a day, and you've now been another quarter of the day.
Right.
So you're getting close. That's the only thing you really know. It's now just a matter of which one do you choose.
I mean, I think maybe the mountain because there's ledges there and we know we're looking for ledges, but that doesn't narrow it down too much. Because
No. Do we want to get up to maybe? Do we perhaps want to sort of climb towards a peak or something so that we can maybe get a better view, or is that not really possible with the way that the mountains are?
In this instance, you could, but the idea was Jeff was giving an airborne view of this, so Jeff would have gotten the best view of this regardless.
And hasn't spotted it.
And hasn't spotted anything in particular, so it's relying on Jeff at this point. If you wanted to get, say, for example, closer to both of them and then decide which way you want to veer off at the last moment, you can. It just means that it will take extra time away from you.
I mean, we can do that, and I can launch the Jeff and maybe look or see if I can see the other side to see if there's anything there on both parts. Look more in depth in the areas.
What does everyone else think?
Party time. Tell me, what are we doing?
I'll provide the party.
Mountain.
Cool.
The party has spoken.
Vinny, Romulus, any
So it
input?
was ledges on one way and
Ledges a
And
mountain
forest
way.
the other.
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, we're looking for an overhang, aren't we? So, I mean, it would stand to reason to my mind that it's probably going to be up in the mountains. I guess it would be easier to carve as well if it's maybe like straight out of the mountain stone that this pillar was carved. But I don't know. I wouldn't have thought that the walls would go in the forest necessarily, but I might be wrong.
That's
Whatever
fair.
you want to say.
I will say that I am more comfortable in mountainous areas, but regardless of where we go, it'll still be pretty mountainous.
Shall we
Well,
try
I
the
mean,
mountains?
if a person was looking for something in a mountainous area, that's where they'd have checked.
Right, so shall we go hit up the mountain area then?
I
Mhm.
guess. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I will keep on interval sending out Jeff to scout up and see if he can see anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, with that, you proceed to carry on towards the mountainous area. Go ahead and make me a survival check, or another check that may aid if Romulus, you'll be making one, and if anybody else would wish to aid in some regard.
I'd like to observe.
I'm sending Jeff as a separate thing.
Jeff will be a separate thing, so what were you going to do,
Optionally.
Damian?
Keep watch.
You want to do the perception check this time? Okay, did you want to assist him in this with your own roll?
Yeah, I was mostly looking for anything that could be this unknown pillar thing.
Okay,
So-
so helping with kind of mapping the topography using rats.
Yes.
Okay, I'll say make an investigation check with the rats, and make me a perception check, please, Damian. Make me a perception check, please, Cat, and make me a survival check, please, Romulus, if you're still heralding
Very well.
this. Vinny,
I
is there
will.
anything you'd like to try?
I mean, I guess the only thing I can do is really help.
Why did that do that?
What was that, Vinny, sorry?
Only thing I can really do is help one of the others. I mean,
Rolled.
Did you want to keep watch for now, then?
yeah, I'll keep an eye out
Okay.
on anything that might be trying to creep up on us rather than
Okay.
the route, since other people are better suited for that.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check. Romulus, what was your survival total?
12 altogether.
12. Now that you know that you're going in the correct direction already, and now knowing that you're edging closer, it's going to be more difficult to triangulate the exact location of where you need to be. But knowing roughly where you are means head in the rough direction. You might end up getting there sooner or later, and hopefully you just don't go past it. But you're heading in a direction that you believe is correct, and into the mountains you forge a good path that's clean and able, that prevents any of the party from stumbling at all. Kat, what did you get for your perception with Jeff?
Jeff is a very good boy and got 28. He got a nat 20.
28. He does indeed, with the distance that you put him at, he does indeed note and spot a pillar in a small dip within, where there seems to be a overlook near a relatively low mountain where two mountains merge in the middle, leaving almost this high shelf or dip between the two of them.
Cool.
Hey, Jeff found a pillar. I know what direction Jeff's in, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that direction? Jeff's found a pillar, and it kind of matches what we're looking for.
So, Damian, what did you get for your perception for aiding Romulus?
9.
9. You do your best to spot or note any particular dangers or hazards, and you don't spot any immediately that would cause any issue. There are moments that you do spot more obvious ones of what looks to be like loose rock or anything else, or slick sections where the rock might be rough given the terrain at the moment, given the light rain. But it's otherwise not necessarily an issue. Traveling, do your best to keep a note of the area. Kay, what was the investigation of your rat swarm?
13.
13. They keep a note around the area, and there's nothing of particular intrigue that they otherwise spot. As Cat notes and points out the pillar, you know that your target has now been spotted, and you know that you'll be able to be led to it. But the rats don't pick up anything else in the area thus far. You can keep them out, or you can bring them back so they can be out of the rain. It's up to you.
I'm gonna have them stay out there just to try and see if they can spot anything that may or may not hamper our way getting to wherever this pillar is.
Okay, noted. And Vinny, what did you get for your help with the perception?
16.
16. You keep a good eye out, and you don't particularly notice anything that does catch your attention. You do note the area isn't necessarily void of life, but if there is life, it's in the distance, or you are unable to hear it because of the rain. Whatever this rain is doing, it's keeping most life away from you at this current time. So, you proceed on your way. I would now like everybody to make me athletics checks, please.
Uh-oh.
Do I do this with disadvantage because of the terrain?
You will be doing this with disadvantage. No, you'll be doing this with disadvantage because of the terrain. Yes, DC has been increased because of the slipperiness.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's
Do I have to? Because
26.
I was about to ask. Do I have to because I'm riding a Romulus?
Nope. If Romulus fails, then you also fail.
I got a 26.
You're fine.
I suspect I do not fail.
Okay, you're fine. Okay, Vinny?
12.
12. There are a few moments that as you are tiring, the rain is making your clothes and your cloak otherwise wet. It's weighing you down. It's getting a bit tiring, but you are not exhausted by any means. But you do find that movement is a little bit sluggish and slow. It does slow down your progress. Cat?
Yeah, I got 6.
6? Okay. Your progress is slow, and there are moments that you nearly trip up. I will say with the assistance of Romulus, you do not otherwise suffer any penalties, but you do find that moving around here is difficult. Difficult terrain for movement, should for any reason you be attacked going forward because of the rain. And instead of it being 20 feet of movement that you will slip up, it will be 10.
Do I think that I can get to that pillar within 10 minutes of walking at a decent speed?
Not at this time, no.
How long would it be roughly?
I'd say more 15 to 20 minutes because you're going uphill. You're trying not to slip up and break an ankle because at this point that would be the worst thing to happen. So you're being careful on purpose. So it's going to take longer.
Okay, I was just because I think, all right, thanks of this so we can keep up with the party and keep moving forward. I am going to cast Landstride.
Okay, you've prepared that today. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so that means that the pace would quicken to 10 feet, so you wouldn't have to. So you'd get there within 10 minutes.
Sweet.
So you wouldn't have to worry about that. So the rest of you know. Actually, no. Kat, describe to me what Landstride looks like on you.
I could have lots of little mini feet on. No, I'm joking. That's going to be horrific. So at the bottom of each of Cat's legs forms, taking inspiration from the dragon. There's like little mini claws that form at the end of the hooves, made of crystal.
Okay.
Gives me a good grip. They grab onto the ground.
And as Kat proceeds to move through, you note almost a crystalline outline around her hoof as each one connects with the stone. Some seem to sink into it slightly, giving a very solid footfall and weight to it, allowing you to move and ignoring the problems of the terrain. And Damian?
So was it
Athletics.
or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Oh, it was athletics. Oh, it's a 21 then.
Okay, you are fine. You do not, although you are not used to climbing through this sort of terrain, you are used to traversing through mud, wet weather, and slipping up in armor has taken its toll on you in the past, but less so in this moment as the harder ground is useful to you, and you have friends to prop you up in the event that something would go wrong. But you forge ahead. As you otherwise crest the top of the hill, or the top of this mountain range, do you go to the overlook, or do you go straight to the dip?
I guess gonna go straight to the dip.
Wherever the pillar is. We're
Right?
going to where
Yeah,
the
towards the
pillar is.
dip. Yeah,
Okay.
dip where the pillar is.
Yeah, if you have Jeff, keep an eye out for us. That should be.
Oh, he's constantly doing a circle
Yep.
around the area.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be fine then.
Make me a perception check then, please.
All right. Yeah, all right. I got 20 this time, Jeff. Jeff's done his thing. That's bad.
Okay.
+3. Like -1.
Okay. Jeff is otherwise keeping an eye out for the pillar, and as you otherwise tell Jeff to keep an eye on the area, it seems clear. If
Poor
there's
Jeff.
if there's threats coming, Jeff doesn't see them. If there's threats there, Jeff doesn't see them.
No, he
Damien-
just sees the pillar. That's a pillar.
As
That's
you-
what we want.
As you crest the nearby section, you see before you a tilted pillar. At an angle of maybe 20 degrees off of being completely vertical, it sticks out of the stone, covered in intricately carved runes, and it's not just a grey pillar. It's of a light bluish tinge to it. a hint of a different stone orientation compared to the natural stone that exists around here. I would say those of you who have looked into geomancy, if you're proficient in nature, you may make a nature check for me, please. If you are not, then make an intelligence check with disadvantage. This will be to identify stone type.
I'm
so
not
I haven't- I've
geomancy.
begun it, but that's it.
Yeah, you've both begun it recently, so it will still be the DC will still be high for the two of you because it's more knowledge that
I'm
you're not
good
used
with
to.
nature.
If you're proficient, then go
I'm gonna
ahead.
give it-
Make-
I
I'm gonna
am.
give an intelligence check.
Nat 20. Plus 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to get anything, but I'll attempt intelligence check anyway, just to see what Vinny thinks
Yeah, we
this
can
is.
forget
Are you
that.
proficient in nature or?
No. Can I make an intelligence with disadvantage? You said.
Oh, because you listened in on the lithomancy stuff, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So you were looking into
I
it.
also listened in. Does that mean I can as well?
In this instance, it's for those who have spellcasting and listened in. So I'll say, technically you do, Kay.
I
We gotta
technically
get
do.
Again, I'll say make it with disadvantage.
I
and
mean,
I'll say the
it's a
DC will be high.
3. It was never going to succeed.
Yeah, we'll say disadvantage for you two, just because obviously it's only listened in as opposed to a connection, really. But
Oh.
so 18 and natural 20. So the 18 is.
You said intelligence check.
Mm-hmm.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20. I will say you don't know the type of rock that it is, because there'd be no feasible way for you to know, but you do get a slight sense of magic from it, but it doesn't cause any symptoms. It has a slight resonation of magic to it, a slight sparkling, but it's very faint and almost like what's the best way to describe it? Like tiny pieces of confetti which exist for but a moment and then fade, but they're constantly twinkling in and out. It's difficult to say. Something about it is unique.
Sparkly.
Iridescent
Yeah.
shimmer.
Iridescent shimmer. Whereas Cat, with the natural 20, you know what this is. This is elemental rock. This has been carved from the stone that's been charged with elemental energy. You have a piece of it, I believe.
Yeah, the Thunderstone, I think.
Yeah, Thunderstone. Given the darker blue and the solider nature to it, it would potentially be some form of aquastone.
Oh. Okay. Well, this is magically charged stone. It's elemental rock, and I think water, which seems a bit weird for up here, but
Because usually it would have a
it's
yellower
raining.
coloration. If it were a Thunderstone, it would have a yellower coloration.
So, well,
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Well, I think we found it.
Do we want to check that there's like nothing ahead?
It would
Are
be
we
known.
at it?
Sorry, it would be known as coral stone, and yes, it's maybe about 20 feet from you.
Okay.
The
we
pillar
approach it
itself
and
is about 25 feet tall. It sticks quite heftily out of the ground, and you can only imagine how much of it is buried.
okay. Can I? Are there any markings on it?
Plenty. Then for those of you who read, speak, and understand Giant, you can see that these runes are made and carved in Giant.
I can.
Anyone else?
No.
No.
Nope.
No? Romulus, do you understand Giant?
Not yet.
Big enough. You should do.
Not yet.
Come on, Romulus. Step up your game.
No, I've got Sylvan and Dwarven, which arguably, if you mix those together, we'll see what happens.
In this instance, no, you do not understand Giant, but
Yeah, just mash the.
you are intrigued by it, Romulus.
Okay.
I would say you've seen Giant before, but you don't understand it. This is a long language which you've seen in several contexts throughout your life, but never really taken it upon yourself to learn it. Whereas
Okay.
Cat, you look across the surface of it, the words that are used here are very primitive. They're very singular. Typically, a runic system or a giant language would be written in runes to signify certain things and would formulate a sentence. These are not that. They are very much singular words for a quote-unquote functional purpose. As you can see, there are runes and etchings that encompass the entire pillar, giving it channels of magic of a potentially forgotten era, not too dissimilar to the two ones you've seen in the past. The words itself that they use seem to be aqua or water, with stone or crag being used in places. You note the elemental nature to it seems to be very attuned and specifically made for this pillar.
Interesting. Okay. So the rooms are pretty much just aqua and stone / crag water. Similar.
And as
Okay.
do you approach it?
I do approach it.
Damian's going to try and stop her.
Okay. You reach out to Ralph, so you grab Cat on the shoulder.
Yep. I
What?
wouldn't go much closer. We don't know where Brass ended up, and he doesn't seem to be here at the moment. We might
Oh.
want to make sure it's all safe first.
Oh, trust me, these pillars always come with danger. It's amazing.
I'll
So
say
you're just going to
Gonna
walk
step
into it?
back.
I'll say make me a perception check there, Damian, as you otherwise make that statement, looking around.
Wow, I really can't perceive anything
No.
today.
You look
That'd be a
around.
5.
You look around. You don't seem to see any signs of tools or camp. There doesn't seem to be anything. It might require further investigation at a closer proximity, but you don't see any signs of prior life. From this angle, there doesn't seem to be much. Kay, on the other hand,
Yes.
how many hit points does your swarm have?
My form has. Wait a minute. I gotta pull up the thingy.
Please have more health points than Cat.
13.
Okay.
Okay, not quite.
I'll say you note that about four hit points worth of rats have disappeared. As now, as you are stepping into this location, a number of your rats have just disappeared. There was no squeak, there was no nothing. It was an instant death, and rats are disappearing. But they're so spread out that you were unable to. You can see and feel the void in front of you where rats have been disappearing. But that's it.
Something is around. I'm having my rats now kind of like move away from their current locations and trying to slowly make their way back to us.
Ooh.
There is something out there. It killed my rat.
You don't need kobolds. You don't need that. You don't need dwarves. And we don't need a stone dragon.
Did you deliberately just quote something? The X-Files?
Okay.
There's
If-
something out
There
there.
is no Santa Claus. There is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Queen of England.
I will say, Cat, you got to about here looking at the pillar where it is. And I will
Damian
say
is must be right
Damian
next.
is right next to. I would like everyone to position themselves accordingly as to where they would like to be on this map. You came from this direction as you headed
Oh.
up the mountain to arrive here. The overlook was to your right. You came from a divide between the forest and the mountain, and then you swerved right and upwards towards it.
Kay would have probably jumped
we were
off
going-
and moved
we were-
to about.
Going a little bit south of where we needed to.
Yeah, effectively.
Yeah.
So you had to swerve back up to hit it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the roll was high, but with the way the topography went, you were otherwise a little bit off course. Okay, Lloyd, I'm going to put here. Romulus, position yourself accordingly. And I would like everyone in this instance to roll for initiative, as the threat has been noticed, so there is no surprise round, but until they hit the initiative order, you don't know where they are.
Hey.
So let's begin.
Oh, decent.
I'm gonna be in Vinny territory.
Oh.
28.
Oh!
That's all my crits done now for today.
Okay.
One's all dressed.
Alright, time to roll initiative for my creatures. And if someone could do me the favour of rolling for Lloyd, he has a plus minus 1.
Oh.
No, you're right. A plus. Oh, he's a minus
plus
1.
minus
so that's 5.
Two. Okay, so 25 to 20.
21.
28.
21, 28. Okay, 20 to 15.
That's with my +2, by the way.
That's with your
24,
+2.
sorry.
Okay, and 24 on Vinny. Okay, 20 to 15.
Did you hear, Simon?
Yeah, he said 24.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
15 to 10.
Oh, I think that's me. I'm a 14. Yeah, 14.
10 to 5.
Oh,
5 to 0.
Harlan?
Does he have a negative?
No, Harlan doesn't. Lloyd does. What did Lloyd get?
Harlan around?
Oh, Lloyd got a 5.
Harlan?
-2.
You rolled a natural 1, didn't you?
I did indeed.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay,
That's why I thought he had minus.
so top of the initiative order. Cat, you don't know what the threat is, but Kay has just mentioned to you that something nearby has been eating his rats. What do you do?
Start with rats.
You've seen them.
This is a free action.
Okay. I am basically where am I? What's going on here? Yeah, no. There, and I'm casting Sentinel Ward on myself.
Okay, and I will use these appropriately. You will cast Sentinel Ward on yourself. Okay, so you move there.
Yes, I am.
Sentinel Ward is concentration or no? I forget.
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay, so
Nope.
we will use a symbol of Earth for this. As you otherwise... So, describe what Sentinel Ward looks like to us. This is the first time your party's seeing it.
Oh my god. So basically, where there'd be sort of like her hairs on her body, etc., they kind of start to glisten and take on a more crystally effect. Not really noticeable too much, but they're there. There's just a shimmer of crystal over her entire body.
Okay. Okay, and that's your turn.
Yep, that's my turn.
As you back up and hear this call for otherwise rats have been going missing, you immediately kind of take the step back, the runes lighting up and the magic otherwise surging across your form.
What does that actually do?
You want to know?
Yeah.
Sentinel Ward gives me +3 to my AC for the duration, and I can use my reaction to absorb an entire hit.
Nice.
It's a second level spell. It's a slightly improved Shield of Faith, effectively.
Nice.
Very nice.
Okay. So, with that, we then move on to the next individual in the initiative order, which is Vinny. You hear the call that Kay's rats have been going missing and something around here has been taking them. What do you do?
Okay. I'm going to move
Thank you.
over here.
Okay.
I'm going to bonus action give Kay a bardic inspiration.
Okay, what do you say?
Right. So. Your rats are relying on you, so don't let them down.
Okay. Is that your turn? You have an action still to use.
Yeah. I could throw out a fairy fire at random, and if it hits an invisible creature, that would be cool. But I'm going to hold my action to attack if something comes into my range.
Okay, noted. Kay
Just a reminder, what does Bardic Inspiration do again?
gives you a d6 to use on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Okay.
You have it for 10 minutes, so.
So use it while it lasts. And you choose after you've rolled the dice, but before the result is called.
Alright. I am going to 30. I am going to move to here. I have no idea where these things are coming from, but I'm going to go here, and I am going to use the hide action.
Okay. This is interesting. What is your passive perception?
My passive
Okay,
perception
I need to
is,
see. Okay.
is 14.
In this instance, you watch as the held action of one of these, as you otherwise run over top of it, the tendrils of a grick snap up where you stepped on its head, but it missed the attack entirely as you bounce over behind it. The rest of you are now aware of what there is in the area, but you don't know how many.
Can I not take the hide action then?
I'll
since I
say
walked
I'll
over
say in
the
this
thing?
instance, you know not to take the hide action because you walked straight over it. Yeah.
I am just gonna go in for attacking. Actually, no. No, I'm by myself. There could be more near me. I'm gonna take the dodge action.
Okay. Taking the dodge action in this moment, kind of being prepared and otherwise taking your claws and preparing to make evasive swings and dodging out of the way. You will make yourself aware of this. Okay. That being said, it is now Grick Group 1's turn.
Haha!
Group 1? Oh no.
Group 1. As in this instance, a second one, let me check my setup here, is here. Okay. As this, actually no, it'll be here. As it otherwise unburrows and is going to go 1, 2, 3, given its movement speed is halved because it had to become unprone. As it moves close to you, Cat, the Grick otherwise slithers up in a quick fashion as its tendrils reach out to perform a attack against you. That, is a 6 to hit, which doesn't hit, as it otherwise reaches to strike against your mage armor and shield, but is otherwise unable to break through the exterior arcane magic. In this instance, it then tries to pull itself closer for a beak attack, which is a 9 to hit. As it goes to try and bite against you, your stony fur that now encompasses your body, plus the armor that's already there, has bolstered your defenses enough that it's unable to break through to hit skin or bone. You are protected and take no damage.
Let's go.
The Grick that is near you, Kay, now unburrows, pulling itself out, and is going to make 2 strikes against you. First with the tentacles with disadvantage because you have dodged. That is a natural 1. Do you wish to spend your reaction to attack it?
Yes, and I
Okay.
will be biting it.
Okay, go ahead and make me that.
Nope, that is also a natural 1.
Which it will take its... No, I'm not. No, because it's its own turn, I'm not going to give it the ability to use its reaction to strike you back here. As you're otherwise dodging out the way, it swings forward with its tentacles to otherwise strike against you. As you dodge out of the way and take a quick swing with your claws, but as it does so, it turns its head in such a way that it goes to bite at your arm. As you pull your hand back, it misses with a 13 to hit. As it otherwise goes to bite where your hand is, you quickly pull your hand back out of its mouth, which was otherwise attacking you. No damage was dealt between either of you two. Okay, end of Grick Group 1's turn. Damian, you are up. You can see what is going on around here. What do you do?
Well, you've ruined the one thing that I was originally going to do because Cat's kind of engaged. So on that basis, I'm going to cast Alarm.
Doesn't
I'm gonna
Alarm have a minute casting time?
Let's have a look. Bear with me.
I
believe-
guarantee you it does.
It does.
Okay, well, that's his 4 turns then.
That's the problem then.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm
10
clearly
turns.
not. Okay, what's going to be benefit to people?
Yeah, the 6 seconds is actually in question. That's something I need to discuss with a few people before we go through with it being 10 turns. It might only be 5.
Oh, is that what we're saying now?
I don't know if recent retconning by DM Cruise has actually changed the fact that it's 12 seconds, not 6 now, which I don't know, so I need to double check with a few sources. But
I mean, fuck
Either
it.
way.
You're the DM. Whatever you say goes.
yeah, I know, but 6
Yeah.
seconds is what I've used always, so I just need to double check to see if they've changed it for anything and if I want to keep that. Because, I mean, 4 attacks in 6 seconds, like,
Speed of light swordsman.
In
I mean, attacks
That-
can be quick, but yeah.
case, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith.
On.
I'm gonna do it on K as he's most distant.
Okay. Okay, you have an additional +2 to AC, and what other effect does that cause?
If I remember correctly, it's what
That's
is
it.
it again?
It's
what type of
abjuration.
magic is it? Abjuration.
Ah.
That gives me the effect of. I know it's here somewhere.
Feeling
Illusion
hot.
invitation. Ah, I am warm. It is okay. It is raining.
It is
feel
raining.
okay.
It evens out.
And on the basis that I have paid attention towards K, I'm going to move here
Okay.
and attack the grit from behind.
20, 25. Yep, that's fine. Okay, go ahead and make me a swing. You have a +2 because of flanking.
Nice. I should have rolled damage as well, but it doesn't really matter because I completely and utterly failed.
Quite possibly, yeah. You take a swing with your mace, and as it otherwise lunges towards K to bite, the shield of faith wrapping around his arm as he pulls his hand back as it was extra insurance. But as the bite goes in, your swing goes wide over where you were trying to strike against whatever semblance of a head this thing has. Okay. End of your turn. Grit Group 2 is now up.
Yeah.
Grit Group 2 enters the initiative order, as Grit Group 2 spawns not here, here, and here.
That's fine.
Grit
I'm
Group
still
2,
dodging.
yep, this one is going to slither towards you, but it's going to move around the other side. As these, actually no, these things don't have the intelligence to do that. And this one's going to go for Romulus, as it's the next target.
Can't.
So,
You need to learn polymorph immediately.
Romulus doesn't know what that is, nor does Cat. So, attack versus K first, because disadvantage and increased AC, so yeah, unlikely to hit. 10 total, and
Using
another
K.
natural 1, but you do not have the reaction to strike it. So, as it goes ahead and tries to bite, its tentacles lunge towards you, but you quickly dodge out of the way, and as it goes to bite, you just lift up your fist, and the shield of faith bashes in its beak, and there's a moment where you hear a crack and almost a splinter as it recoils in pain. You could potentially shatter its beak.
Ooh.
With that, we then move on to the other Grick, which is going to make an attack versus Romulus with its tentacles. That is an 11 to hit. These guys are doing great. So
think
Romulus,
it's so
I
weak.
assume 11 doesn't hit.
Yes, I am considerably swoller than that.
What about 14?
Also, no.
No. Okay, as it swings out with its tentacles to try and wrap around you with its hooked claws, you simply feel the light caress of sharp objects against your muscly body, but they're tense.
that-
but the instinct
that
to
tickles.
tense, but the instinct to tense up has no effect as you feel a bite into your shoulder, and you look to see a Grick trying to grab onto you as you just pull it off and then throw it to the ground.
Fucking pathetic.
Okay. With that up, it is now Lloyd's go, and Lloyd is not here. So Lloyd is going to do what Lloyd knows to do. He's going
Smack.
to...
Oh, dead
Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to make an attack with a +2, so he has
Watch him get
+4.
in that. Watch
Oh,
him
wow.
Oh.
That, with the +4, just hits, meaning he does a d8 +0 damage. 1
Let's
point
go.
of slashing damage, halved to 1, as he strikes the Grick on the back of the head.
Most damage that any of us done so far.
Lloyd, you need to be here more often so you can cast spells. I'm not allowed to do it while the party's around. So, with that, that ends Lloyd's turn. Romulus, you're up. You suddenly realise, oh right, we're being attacked.
Oh right, you people count this as an attack? Okay.
Hey, look, it's just as good as Malcolm being blind and deaf and everything missing all of its attacks against him.
All right. Now correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Bait and switch
Mm-hmm. Doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
does not provoke opportunity attacks.
No.
Kat, are you particularly concerned with being next to specific with that Grick there?
I mean, I kind of not happy about being next to it, but I mean there are other
Would you
Gricks,
would you
so-
mind still being next to a Grick?
Yeah, I mean ultimately I have got shield if it does start like break my AC.
Oh, don't worry. That shouldn't be necessary, should it, Chris?
Nope. Okay, so you're bait and switching.
I am bait and switching.
Okay, go ahead. Is it a D6 or a D8 for
It's
you?
a D6 currently. We'll see what it becomes later on.
Yeah. Okay, so bait and switch. Okay, do you give that to
Gain,
Cat or yourself?
Kat, what's your AC currently?
19.
Oh, I'm giving it to myself. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I've got 16. So yeah, I now have an AC of 20 until the end of my next turn, I believe.
Wait, your AC is 16?
Yeah. Dex 2, con
Plus.
+4.
Wait, when did your con go up? Oh, right, you took chef. Oh, I need to
Chef,
adjust my sheets. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Noted for after the session's over.
No, fair enough. So yeah, we are now very well defended.
Okay, yeah. In this moment,
And
you
that
kind of...
doesn't cost me anything actually, does it?
No.
It's just the saddest thing I can do.
In this moment,
Um,
you otherwise move forward, kind of grab Cat on the shoulder and push her back as her land stride just shuffles her through the ground next to this other Grick as you sidestep in front of the way with your maul or your Danax drawn.
Oh, maul all the fucking
Okay.
way.
Swing.
This thing is getting the full force of my bastardry.
Okay, you pull your maul out, going for swings. Go ahead.
Recklessing.
Recklessing.
AC now.
Yep, and with a +2 to hit as well for extra insurance.
Oh!
That is the second time that's happened this session because I rolled that earlier as well.
So roll another 2.
Yeah.
D6?
Roll another 2d6. Oh man. Okay,
So that's
14
14
plus
plus
5.
5 plus 2.
No, you're not raging.
I didn't rage. I forgot to rage. That's on me.
You use your bonus action for something else, so...
No, I didn't. It doesn't
Bait and
cost a bonus
switch?
action.
Bait and
No.
switch doesn't take a bonus action?
No, just part of your turn.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I'm fine
awesome.
to not activate my rage at the moment because this
Yeah.
actually seems fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, so that's 19 points of damage.
19
And,
points damage, halved to 9 because they are resistant to non-magical attacks.
Damn. But that's fine because I will now be coming in with the horns.
Okay, go ahead and make me the attack roll. Again, recklessing,
Yep.
because... Recklessing.
That applies for all attacks, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now
that counterbalances your natural 20s. Well, your
What-
1 point of
what's their
damage...
what's their AC precisely?
You know that it's 14 because Lloyd just hit.
Yeah, no, I ain't got nothing on
No.
that.
You swing in with your horns. As your Danax otherwise clubs it over the back of the head, it screeches out and bows down in that moment, being slammed to the ground, before slithering around as your horns try to gore it against the ground before you lift your head up and it's now reared back in preparation. Okay. Okay. End of Romulus' turn. Cat, you are up.
Okay. Nice. So I've been bait and switched. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Now
Looking
engage
at
with a
this
different
brick.
Grick.
Hold on. Oh wait,
Let's
no, they were
go.
both warm. That's okay.
how big is this thing?
I am double warm.
It's a medium creature, I believe.
It is a medium creature. So this thing, when it rears up, will be about like 6 feet long. Or about 6 feet in height when it tries to rear up properly. But as its length, it's probably about 10 feet long.
Okay, alright. When it goes to rear up to attack, I'm gonna hold mold earth and I'm just gonna create a 5-foot drop underneath it.
Okay. Okay. Vinny, you are up. Your held action to attack, you suddenly realise that your foes have In this instance, they were a little bit too far away as you were holding and preparing, waiting for a third one. What do you do?
That's fine. I'm going to move in that case.
Okay. You move up, running around this one. Okay. Roll me a d20, please.
A D20?
Mm-hmm. Just Vinny.
5.
That's a 5.
You're fine.
Concern.
Well, I got some feeling as to what just happened there.
Okay. So, carry on with your turn.
All right then. I am going to take the attack action against this red one.
Okay. Go ahead and make the attack action for.
Can't wait to shatter your beak, fool.
It will take bludgeoning damage to shatter it, I will note. But yes.
Yeah, no, I'm just slashing it with my...
Unless it's dead, then
That's
shattering it's just doable.
Exactly.
Hmm.
All I have to do is kill it.
That hits, so the damage is 6 plus 4 now.
6 plus 4, so 10.
10.
Slashing damage.
Okay.
Half to 5, I assume.
Halved to 5, and this is the red one on the right side, so halved to 5. As you move in, you take a deft swing against the back of its head, otherwise leaving a deep carve through one portion of it, exposing kind of the inner workings of its muscular hide, but not doing too much of an indent, as it seems as your non-magical weapons don't cut as easily as there is resistance to it.
Okay. I'll attempt an offhand attack with my bonus action.
Okay. Go
Just
ahead.
to see if I can aggravate it.
Total to hit.
13.
13 just misses. As you take the swing with the offhand, it senses it coming and otherwise swivels round, otherwise parrying it with one of its tentacle hooks, and otherwise knocks it to one side. Not enough to knock it out of your hand, but enough to reactively defend itself. Okay. Was that the end of Vinny's turn?
That's my turn. Yep.
Okay, Kay, you are up.
Alright.
Dodge action now ends.
I am sufficiently okay about my AC now, so I am going to try and pierce this red one as it went to dodge Vinny's attack.
Okay. Using the tail, I assume?
Yes, using
Okay.
my tail.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll. You have the +2 from flanking. That hits. Doing 2
is
plus 4.
2 plus 4 plus 2.
Plus 2, and the +2 at the end isn't affected, so it would just be 3 and then 5. So 5 points of damage as your skewered tail sticks through it. There is almost this, you sense this motion of like, yes, this thing can take some damage. Your tail skewering through a portion of it, and as you pull it back, you can see the small green ichor of the...
Oh, I'm not pulling it back. I
you're
am
not.
hooking my tail, and I am pulling it to me to get a good bite in on this thing.
Okay, make me an attack roll. Okay, using that moment to bend the metallic piece of your tail up, you pull it down towards you. Total to hit. 5 plus 4 plus 2, so 11, 13 with a +2.
11, 13, yeah.
13.
Unfortunate.
As you hook it back to bite into it.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. I could have used my D6.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Okay, don't need to roll
I
it
want to
because
bite this.
you don't need to roll because a +1 will help you in this instance. As your tail hooks in, pulls it back, you lock eyes with Vinny as you bite into the back of it. Go ahead and roll me. Oh, roll the damage, which was 4.
4 plus 2.
+2, so the 4 is halved, and then the +2 takes it back up to 4. Okay.
I'm so proud.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, go, and the d20 roll was a natural 5 to hit. So in this instance, you get a feeling of the essence that you steal from this would give you a grayer skin texture.
Okay. So I can get
Nothing
that.
interesting, just a grayer skin texture, just an ambience effect, it seems.
Well, I'm not gonna use a thing for it, so.
Nope. but notably you can change your colour to grey now, as you have a pigment difference. Okay.
Alright.
End of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It is now the Grix 1 group turn. This one's being flanked, so in this instance it is going to move with the intent of moving around here. Okay, you get an opportunity attack if you wish.
Yeah, since it's going after him, he could use some help.
Okay. And this one will be
So-
moving here, so Lloyd will get an attack of opportunity as well.
So yeah, I will do that.
Okay.
I'm going for another bite.
Lloyd's attack of opportunity hits.
Let's
Does
go, Lloyd.
2 damage.
Oh, that hits.
Okay.
Yeah, it should hit.
Okay, so that does how much damage? 2
that
plus 4
does...
plus 2.
Yes.
Okay, so that does 5 total damage to this Grick here. Oh, no, to this Grick here.
And I'm guessing I get the same thing with the 7.
In this instance, because it's not part of your attack action, the bite doesn't get a full
Okay.
absorbing of essence. It's only on your turn.
Okay.
Yeah. The stealing spell points later will be part of the magic thing. We'll get
Okay.
there when we get there. Okay. In this instance, they move around, readjusting their position, slithering into this location as the one here, opposing you, Damian, is going to attempt to push you.
Oh.
So this is going to be an athletics check on its part versus your athletics. So give me an athletics check, please, to contest. Or your choice of athletics or acrobatics is up to you.
I think it's athletics somehow.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That is a 11 on its part as it goes to try and shove you. You raise your shield, stopping the attack as the tendrils go to strike against you before it is going to ram you with its beak, attempting again to push you.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and give me a second roll.
Oh, I need to do a second.
Yep, you need to do it again. This is a second save versus its pushing attack, yeah.
Oh, it's a 9.
Okay. In this instance, as it goes to shove against you, its beak rams into yours and you find yourself being pushed back ever so slightly. It wasn't enough to push you in a major distance, but enough to push you back. And in this instance, you watch as it otherwise slithers, and then it disappears. As you watch as it goes headfirst into the ground, and you now begin to notice burrows around this location.
Ah.
There are potentially more of them. You just don't know how many. Okay. With that, the one versus Romulus that has moved into position is going to... It gets to grapple you automatically when it uses its beak, or if it lands its beak or tentacles attack. So it's just going to attack you. You reckless, so that has advantage on the attack rolls. 19 to hit you, Romulus? Romulus?
No, he had 20, didn't he? Until his next
Yeah.
go.
It should be 20.
I thought he gave himself +4 because he was... Oh no, he was on 20
Yeah,
because he
yeah,
had 4
and
and
he's on
he's
16.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that will miss. And the beak attack is another 19. So yeah, no, both of them miss as they go and strike against Romulus, using the moment and the flurries in the moment. He otherwise takes the swings and knocks the attacks out of the way before progressing. So, end of that for Group 1. Damian, you are up.
Okay. Damien's just witnessed something disappear.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I want to do... Can I use a bonus action to sort of look around, see if there's any other burrows or nearby?
Yep, this would be a perception check or investigation check of your choice with disadvantage if you're using your bonus action.
Okay.
I will prepare markers for these.
I'm going to say investigation.
Okay.
Disadvantage, because this will be my bonus action before I move and attack. My main action. And it's a 7.
Okay. You only note the one that's here. You do not know if where they started are also... If they are also more burrows, you don't know.
Okay, and they're going to move and attack this.
I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. You were attacked and it
You
missed you
survived.
twice.
Hmm
If I succeed with my attack, I'd like to Divine Smite it.
Okay, go ahead and make me the attack roll, please.
Oh, he's got a bludgeoning weapon. I say to him, aim for the beak.
Okay, I'll
Oh.
say that expends your reaction if you wish to say that. Just to aim for the beak.
Oh! Oof.
Okay. That hit.
24
Are you
hit.
divine smiting?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is an additional, and that will be an additional. That would expend 2 spell points for an additional 2d8 radiant damage here. And this is versus which color? The red one? Yeah, the red
Yeah.
The red one.
The only available for
Okay.
me to attack.
one. Okay.
Bonk.
As you otherwise swing in with the mace, the radiance otherwise glowing across the edge, as you otherwise watch as these diamonds trail off of the edge of the mace as it smashes into the beak, shattering the front of the grick as the beak hubs split and it is torn down the edges of its mouth where the muscle is otherwise exposed and is torn partway down as the mace is pulled free. The grick bleeds out into the ground below, where you otherwise see it just slump onto the ground and go lifeless.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. Alright, that's your turn. Next in the initiative order is Grix number 2. Grick number 2 on this one is dead, and Grick number 2 on this one is going to... It's going to perform... In this instance, it's going to move here, and it's going to make 2 attacks versus Cat.
Held action.
Into
Help.
the pit you go.
I
Okay,
thought they weren't clever enough to do that.
and they weren't. As you otherwise...
Fall into a hole.
No, they'll fall into a hole, yeah, but this is the held action for what's going on here.
Yeah, it's held action for cat.
Yep, held action for Cat. So, it falls 5 feet. Okay, I'm going to say dexterity saving throw on its part versus your spell save DC. If it fails, it will fall prone, and it will only get to make 1 of its 2 attacks. If it succeeds, it will be unimpeded. Sound fair?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay. What's your spell save DC? That doesn't matter. It's got a 4.
Oh,
You watch as it otherwise falls, pulling the earth and stone around it free. As you watch as it falls, I'm actually going to roll another d20 here for something else. Okay, you watch as you pull it open, it lands, and you watch as it falls into a hole below. As it hits the area below, you watch as it otherwise raises its head, and instead of attacking you, it's going to continue on the burrowing, and it disappears from sight.
Pacifism works.
hooray!
So,
Freedom to the animals.
that is that done. I can remove those from here. Next is Lloyd. Lloyd knows only one trick in his book, and he's going to make an attack with his
attack.
battle staff. Natural 20. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Go, Tank,
Doing
go.
8 points of damage halved to 4. To
Oh,
which
wow.
one? That one is the green one, so that's that one. Oh, okay, it's looking mighty wounded.
Okay.
End of Lloyd's turn. Romulus. You just watch as Lloyd runs behind, and you see as the priestly attire takes place, he runs his hand across his beads, and as he does so, the edge of his weapon always glows with this almost dark green energy as he swings and gives him the vigor to strike against this thing.
Excellent. Again, I don't really feel the need to rage, if I'm honest.
Fair?
Why not?
Well, I don't want to waste it, because,
I guess you could reckless. I mean,
yeah, because I can just reckless it. Yeah, I'm just going to reckless it, and I'm going to smack it real good.
Okay.
I've not got any new fancy fighter things, so I'm just gonna use my maul, and I've got bludgeoning damage, so I'll smack it in the beak.
Okay, go ahead and give me the attack roll.
Oh, that is a 7 + 7 + 2.
Okay, so 16 that hits, and that is 2 plus
2 + 5.
2
so
plus
7
5,
points
so
of damage,
7 half to 3. Okay,
But the horns come in next.
alright.
Moo, moo, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's roll another one. Alright. 8. This time you are more prepared, as you otherwise lower your horns and skewer into it, your horns digging in on either side of it. As it shrieks out in pain, it tears itself off. You can see that it is heavily wounded. As you can see, its head is beginning to almost swing from side to side in a groggy form. Cat, you are up.
Okay. Right. I mean, does it look like the tunnel goes underneath this brick too?
Quite possibly.
If I look into this hole, does it?
Do you want to make an investigation check with disadvantage as a bonus action?
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Oh, hang on, wrong. I'm just
No,
being
don't roll
nice right now.
d8s.
Investigation. That is still a 9.
It's hard
10.
it's hard to tell. There are estimations, but it's difficult to say. You don't know where the tunnels go. You don't know if they have a particular fashion to them. As far as you're concerned, it could go straight down after this.
Okay. Hole form.
Okay.
I am going to cast
Mold Earth.
Mold Earth.
Okay. It's going to make a dex save on its part. No, that's another 4. And I'm going to roll to see if there is a cavern underneath it. Okay. You watch as this happens. You watch as it drops and disappears out of sight.
Bye bye.
Well, Cat's murdered another thing.
No. He's just gone into the caverns. He's gonna go and.
As that happens and you do this, you watch as it disappears and you see it disappear down. You know how sinkholes work, right? I would like everybody to roll me a dexterity saving throw as the top portion of a sinkhole has just been removed.
Wait, if you
Question:
got it?
because it's leaving our threatened range, do we get opportunity attack?
No, this will count as pushing or pulling, but I would like a
Oh.
dexterity saving throw from Lloyd, Romulus, and Cat.
I
in
get
this
advantage
instance.
because of the danger sense
Sense.
bullshit.
Yep. Lloyd got a 14.
Is Landstride technically up still?
Landstride, I'd say, would be on the edge of it, but in this instance, this is more trying not to fall and less anything else. It might save you in the coming motion, but for now, you still need to make the dex save.
Let's go. Hooray for gravity. That's 4, 7.
Bye, Cat.
Okay.
13 is what I got. Not amazing, but not terrible.
That is a big
Okay.
that's
Grey area of
Okay. This area here is a sinkhole as Cat disappears into darkness as she does this.
No.
I will say, if you
Right.
wish to, I will say, Romulus, if you wish to spend your reaction to try and catch Cat, I will allow both of you to make additional dexterity saving throws to catch on to one another.
Do I still receive the advantage from my danger sense?
This will be a no, as this is a reacting less
Worth a
to
try.
danger and more to helping Cat, because you'll be rolling against her effectively.
Okay.
So I'd like both of you to make me dexterity saving throws here.
13.
13.
7.
7. Okay. That, with a total of 20, is the DC of combined DC of 20, as you lock hands. Romulus, you are currently trying to hold a creature that is way heavier than you, that's falling from going any further. At the start of your next turn, unless something happens, you will be making me an athletics check, and the DC will be 20.
Can I...
You
when
will
it
be
does,
allowed.
if I,
You will
so
be
can
allowed
I
to expend a
rage?
rage for your bonus
Thank
action
you.
to do that if
Thank
you wish.
you.
But we'll get there when we get there. Next, Vinny, the one you have cut before you is carved and killed. In this motion, as you look around, you watch as Cat uses this spell before whoop, disappearing. And Romulus reaches over and grabs her, falling prone on the ground to catch her.
I mean, I'm not very strong, but can I assist in some capacity?
If you can get there, and there's some way that you wish to try and help, you may do so.
Tell you what, actually, instead of that, I'm going to give Romulus a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good form of assistance.
There you go. I forgot that that's my thing. Is the answer to "Can I help?" is always yes.
Okay.
All right, don't let go. You got this. And then
Fine.
you make it into a pun just for me?
Never gonna give you up. Okay.
Don't.
A picture of cat. Hang in there.
Yeah, no. Do it, Romulus. Cat's got her whole life ahead of her.
That
Oh,
was
no.
terrible.
That was
trash.
terrible.
Excellent. Well done.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you, buddy.
Kay, you are up.
Oh, can I look
Oh,
around to see
sorry.
if there are any other holes?
Yep, make me a perception check. This will be, if you're spending your action, a regular perception check.
Okie dokie.
Oh yes.
Natural 20. Now you know what you're looking for. Looking around the area, you see a number of holes. The quantity of them scares you. But you note that there are quite a few. I would also like you to roll me an additional d20, please.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
What is your perception?
my perception is +3.
Okay. With a total of 15, it's strange. As you move to look around, you stop. Looking around, you see all these holes around the area, and as you step forward, you watch as a raindrop shoots past your face horizontally. As you look and you watch as rain is being pulled towards the pillar. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Um,
And I believe that is your action, your bonus action.
It is indeed, yes.
Okay. Kay, you are up.
I need a minute. I gotta see if I got anything that can help.
I was expecting Weasel K to just jump in the hole and go digging for Grix.
I mean, I did have a plan of that, Chris.
Well, now you know where they all are. And technically, I would say there used to be one here, but you know, it kind of got turned into a bigger sinkhole because of Cat activating a natural hazard in the area.
Amazing. Amazing, obviously.
There's not really much I can do. So, Kay is going to stay out of the way and not be a hindrance to the peoples, and he is going to enjoy his feast. Feast of a Grick.
Okay, I'm just gonna bite into it. Okay, or carve off bits of it, whichever. Okay. End of Kay's turn. It is Grick 1's turn. Grick Group 1's turn. Okay, Damian, it is your go.
Okay. I wish to first pose a hypothetical that I'm not going to do, but it would be hilarious. I could cast Command on Romulus and tell Romulus to drop.
Or I have another thing you can do. You could cast command and tell Romulus to pull.
Ooh. This is
I mean,
true.
that only affects the action I have to take on my turn.
On your next turn, yeah. So that would be
So-
assuming he's not going to do it.
I could.
I thought
Romulus
it gave-
Trust, the dad, am going to let go of Cat into the sinkhole of doom.
I
That'll
thought
definitely-
it gave an extra.
No.
Command doesn't. I believe Crown of Madness does. Because it means that they take their action on your turn, but you skip their next turn. I think Crown of Madness is the one that jiggles around turns, whereas this one is specifically command takes effect on the next turn. Anything else you'd like to
Okay.
try here, Damian?
Yeah, I'm going to go here,
Okay.
and I'm going to hold my action for a reaction to defend Romulus in case something decides to attack it.
Okay, good to know. Grick Group number 2. Okay, noted. Lloyd's turn. Lloyd is going to... What can Lloyd do? He's got strength, right?
Are we back in
Right. It does loads of things, right? What can he do? He's going to... Stand guard as well. He's going to hold an action to attack whatever comes within range if something comes close. Alright, end of Lloyd's turn. Romulus, it is now your go. Do you wish to rage?
I do wish to rage to get Cat out of there.
Make me an athletics check with advantage then, please.
Just quickly remove off one of my rages.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize before that I actually gone up to 3 as of 3rd level, which is pretty nice.
Oh, really? Good to know.
Yeah, that's good.
Amazing.
Rage. Give me rage.
Better. Total?
24.
Yeah, easily enough.
Oh, I don't think I need to use the inspiration, so I'm gonna hang on to that for now.
Okay. As Cat otherwise swings down, you otherwise grab hold of her arm and tense your muscles as you fall prone, holding her in place as you begin to hoist her up. Landstride coming into effect. Cat, you are pulled out of the sinkhole.
Romulus has been kind of focused on all this. What's going on with these?
These are the burrows that seem to be around the area that Vinny has now pointed out. Oh, so you were distracted, but you are now beginning to notice that there are holes in the ground around the area where the Gricks seem to have using them to maneuver the terrain. There are 2 of them currently underground.
Okay, so I've used my hysterical parent strength.
Okay.
Now.
I said that was probably your action to pull her up all the way.
Yes.
Um,
My movement is all I've got left then.
mhm.
Guys, just a general check. Like, do we think that something bad will happen if I go near one of those burrows?
Nah, it'd be fine.
No, try it.
I've been
Yeah.
in one.
Fine, fuck it.
They're amazing.
Okay. As you do...
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What I do is I light a torch and then just shove it down the burrow and see what happens.
It's
like you do
okay.
with an
I'll be
ant.
going in the burrow.
Can I use my action to light a goddamn torch?
Okay, go ahead and
Oh,
make
you use
me...
my movement, I mean.
Go ahead... Oh, yeah, you used your action already, so you've only had your movement, yeah. So you can't do that this turn.
Alright, I'll just wait here and
Okay.
cry.
Cat, you're up.
Do it away from me.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go. How much fun is this? All right, I am going to fly.
Fly?
What?
Jeff,
Really?
no.
I mean, I was going to command you to levitate,
I'm
but
just gonna go.
Fly
I'm
this
just gonna
whole time?
fly. Yeah, I'm gonna sprout
I
crystal
was
wings
so
and just
worried.
fly away. I was
Goodbye,
the bird.
Cat.
All a dream. It was all a dream.
I'm gonna fly Jeff around the hole that's closest
okay.
to.
Cat Tracy.
How much movement speed has Jeff got? Let's have a look.
30
Give me a
feet.
second. 30 feet. It says 50 fly.
Oh, 50-foot fly speed, okay. And
Okay,
Jeff was about
I'm
50
gonna
feet
fly
up,
him.
so...
Yeah, so I'm gonna fly him as close as I can to this, see what's going on.
Okay, go ahead and make me a perception check. How close are we going? Like, close as in, like, poking head in hole, or flying 10 feet above, or...
Dive head first.
Right, just gonna freaking head. No, I'm not gonna head first into the hole. 10 foot above the hole.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a perception check, please, with Jeff.
Like maybe have a little crystal poop in the hole. Don't know how that works, but yeah, it's 18.
Okay. Jeff looks in. Jeff can see that there doesn't seem to be anything in there.
Let's go. No, there's nothing in that hole below us. Just so you know. I mean, this rock, is that really there?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I cast Mold Earth and shove that rock in that hole?
Yeah. As you do, the burrow is no longer there.
Wow.
Eat that, worm boys. I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay. Next up, Vinny, what do you want to do?
Is the rain still falling sideways?
It falls down and then it curves almost as if being pulled magnetically to the pillar.
Okay. And it definitely wasn't doing that before.
You didn't notice it before. Doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't doing it before.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Guys, there's something weird going on with the pillar. I think it's sucking in all the rain.
How do I learn how to do this?
Kay just becomes Kirby. Ah.
Hey, look, he's getting there.
Anything else you want to do, Vinny? Or is that it?
This is what we should have held on to the drugs for, to chuck them down the burrows.
Shove a barrel in one, break it open, go.
Wow.
No,
Drown the gricks in veiled spit.
just light it and fill them just with. Yeah.
Mountain became a volcano.
No, it just means that if they started smoking it, then you would suddenly be dealing with new stat blocks, as it would be horny gricks instead. So.
Oh dear.
Oh. Oh no.
Get away from my mate.
So.
Can I pick up a stone and throw it near this one, please? Like, as close to the burrow as I can.
Okay, go ahead and make me, I'll say, an attack roll disadvantage, given the distance.
It's fine.
I think I've got a decent idea about what's going to happen. Ah.
It's not
You-
great.
You scoop up some more stone, you throw it, and you watch as it arcs, and then the arc is sharper than you intended as it spins round and hits the ground on the other side of the pillar, as if it too was drawn towards it.
Oh, because the stone has the water shit in it. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a wet stone.
It's charged with aqua stone, so.
Moist stone.
Okay. End of your turn,
Okay.
Vinny, or do you wish to move?
Gonna move over. Yeah.
Okay, it's just on its own, eating between two burrows at the moment.
Hey, I'm just waiting.
Okay.
They
Okay.
might get mad.
Vinny is assuming that he's guarding them. He isn't going to check if that's actually the case.
Okay. Okay, what are you doing? You just pull your head up from biting into the edge of this carcass and just tearing pieces off of it. Are you making a sandwich out of this thing, or is the intention to just eat it?
I mean,
It'll take you
He's
several
never
minutes to
tried-
eat it.
he's never tried actually eating it, but he doesn't think he has a time right. Because he doesn't know if the other two are gonna come back, and he wants them to come back so he can have more.
Okay.
So, he's going to try and familiarize himself with the scent of a grick.
Okay. Also, go ahead and roll me a perception check using intelligence as your stat for this. So
Was it
if you're proficient,
intelligence?
it will be an intelligence check with proficiency. If you are not proficient, then it's just an intelligence check.
I am proficient in perception.
Okay, so intelligence
So
check
it's
using your proficiency.
still the same
Same to add.
same result. Yeah,
Okay.
that's with the +4.
Okay. You, as best you can, take in the scent of a grick. The rain around you is making it difficult to pick up on scents, but you do manage to pick up on the scent of a grick as best you can. Will help in the future, but still disadvantage to perceive, given the terrain and water at the moment.
Understood, but these things might come in handy, especially with the one thing that I know I can get from them.
That's true. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Alright,
Or have you got more planned?
I'm going fishing. I'm going to sit here, but I'm going to face the grit that's dead. But I'm going to have my tail be in the burrow.
Okay.
I am fishing for Grick.
Okay. You move up to the burrow. You stick your tail in there. It's no immediate bite, but you're doing it.
I'm waiting.
Okay.
I am holding. I guess I'm holding my action to pull it out.
Okay. So, Group 1's turn.
See, either of these
Okay.
are all going to turn into sinkholes, or we're playing fucking whack-a-mole.
Yeah, you don't know.
Whack-a-mole. Let's do it.
Okay. Nothing happens at your particular burrow there, Kay?
No, there's still time.
Yeah, that's true. And nothing else seems to be happening. Vinny, or sorry, not Vinny, Damian. You're up.
Right. Something weird is happening with the rain. Romulus has successfully managed to make Cat levitate onto the side. Does Damian go against his own advice and just start walking towards the pillar? Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Oh.
Damian's gonna go here.
Okay. You begin to notice the rain is indeed going sideways, as it is being pulled towards the pillar itself. You can see as
Damian?
each one splashes, it hits the runes across the surface of it and almost begins to bleed into the veins before disappearing and not filling it up somehow.
I have a plan.
Damian is very intrigued and almost sort of enchanted by what's occurring and decides to reach out and touch the pillar.
Okay, you place your hand on the pillar and you can hear and feel a very deep thrum.
I am going to say that to the party. There's like a deep thrum emanating from the pillar,
Interesting.
and it's absorbing water, but it doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
I'll be over in a minute.
End of your turn, Damian?
Yeah.
Okay, these ones. K!
Oh,
You
did I
feel
get a bite?
You did, on a natural 20.
Aha!
Oh,
I'm still yoinking it out.
No, that's fair. As it goes to bite onto you, it does indeed grapple onto your tail, doing only 7 points of piercing damage as it bites onto you. But as it does, you pull your tail up. As you pull up, the red one. As you otherwise pull it up out of the burrow. Okay.
I caught one.
Alright. Lloyd's turn. Lloyd, seeing what's going on and knowing that he has magic, is going to... I don't know, can Thaumaturgy do anything here? He is going to use Thaumaturgy to make minor tremors over by this one over here to see if anything's about, which nothing reacts and does anything. He then proceeds to move over here beside Vinny and look confused.
Classic Lloyd.
Alright, Romulus, it is your go.
Question. Did the Grix leave first, or did this thing start absorbing water and then the Grix left?
You don't know.
Don't know.
The green one here left before we noticed that it was.
But it's possible it was still going. There's no way for me to just magically intuit giant, as fun as that would be. Well, Chris,
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Would it be possible for me to get over here? I've got 35 movement.
Yep, that'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm a smack a Grick.
Okay, go ahead and make me the attack rolls accordingly. Recklessing if you wish.
I will reckless, as much as
Okay.
I know it to be a mistake.
We'll see.
I am aiming with my maul for the beak.
Okay. Whoa. A good hit as you swing in, the maul crashing against the beak of this thing. 15 damage.
15, yeah.
No, you're still raging. +2, so
Oh,
17.
I'm still raging.
17
yes.
halved to 8. Okay, a good hit as you
And-
smack into the head of this thing.
I think you know what's happening here.
Yeah, you're hornsing it. Yep. We know. Ooh,
That should
that
still
should
hit.
still hit. Yeah, so that does 7 damage, halved to 3. Okay. As run across the battlefield from the sinkhole, saving Cat, you see Kay as he's bitten on the tail, as he pulls one out, shouting he caught one, and as it's pulled lightly into the air, you rush over, and as it's still midair, swinging your maul, crack against the side of its head before using your horns and goring it in place, as it lands, battered and very much injured from those 2 strikes. Okay.
Finish it off.
Cat.
I shall.
Okay.
Don't even think about making a hole. Stop it.
Stop there.
Onto the pillar.
Okay, as you do, you are no longer affected by Sentinel Ward or Land Stride, as the spells are absorbed by the pillar.
Interesting.
And you feel a rumble almost happen in the area before you feel the ground underneath you become soft all of a sudden.
Oh no.
Wait,
I would like
Okay.
everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. With the
this
and Romulus,
didn't
you have
happen
advantage.
When I came along, I didn't like wipe out the Shield of Faith.
No, because it only absorbs
Interesting, okay, I
lithomancy.
understand. Oh,
I've got 2 lithomancy spells are right up here.
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Okay.
Thanks for
Oh.
making me do a dexterity saving throw of all
Oh.
possible things you could make me do.
Oh.
That's the worst.
18.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Why
fantastic.
do I?
So,
My
Lloyd.
food.
Lloyd got an 18, so he succeeds.
Failed.
Vinny?
24.
Okay. Kay?
Let's see. I got a 10.
10. Oh, I need to roll for the 2 Gricks that are still in play. First one succeeded. Second one also succeeded. Oh, wow, they did well. I guess they'd be used to this. It's their terrain.
I'm making an even bigger hole.
Cat?
18.
18. Okay. And Damian?
It's not a single target effect, is it?
No.
That's an unnatural 1.
Okay.
Oh,
and
that's tragic.
Romulus?
So my apologies. What was this?
Dexterity saving throw with advantage because you have danger sense.
Oh. Mm,
Thank you, Donga Sense.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's not good. That's better. 13.
13. Okay. Versus Cat's DC.
Oh, good.
Oh
14.
god.
14. Kay and Romulus, you both fail.
Wait, I have an inspiration.
Hey!
Okay.
I
If I
have
roll
one.
inspiration, do I reroll the advantage or do I
Nope.
just roll one?
You, if it's a bardic inspiration, it's a D6. If it's inspiration, it's rerolling a single D20.
Oh, you know what?
Um,
I'll use the bardic inspiration because I do have that.
Think
Okay,
this
still
point,
just
I'm
succeed at that point, won't he?
extending my
Yeah.
So it's a-
inspiration.
So it's a D6 size, is that right?
It is a D6.
It is a D6, yeah.
Right.
You don't need to
And the
roll.
bardic
You can
inspiration
succeed.
is only able
I
to
mean,
use
yeah,
once.
I get 14, which
once it's
meets
used,
the
it's done.
it meets the
I'm
DC. And
using my inspiration.
Okay, you're using your inspiration to do a quick, complete reroll. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
swear.
it can only get worse than an unnatural 1. A 9. I mean, it's an
9.
improvement.
Okay.
Probably not going to make any difference.
Still a
but it's an
fail.
improvement.
So, Kay and Damien, you're the only 2 that fail this now.
Splendid.
As you feel the ground beneath you become, instead of being stone, it
Thanks,
becomes a soft sand. Wet sand, as you begin to sink into it like quicksand, before it sets back to being stone. You are now partially buried and both grappled in place, as the rest of you manage to, in this instance, almost tread water to the point that you manage to pull yourself free and the landfall doesn't stick you in place.
Why?
Ah.
Uh,
So, lithomancy makes the ground soft. I've still got my action technically, haven't I?
You
I
do.
haven't done
This
anything
just stole 2 of your spells.
I mean, hell, should we just go for like the double whammy and really have like all the shits and giggles here?
no, I don't want to be stuck in the ground.
I'm already stuck in the ground. How
Okay.
much worse can it get?
Is this thing still absorbing water?
Yes.
Okay. This could go really badly, and I apologise. I don't know if I should actually thinking about it. I don't want to kill the party. All right.
Don't worry. I am unlikely to die.
Thank you, Romulus, for the inspiration. I'm going to unleash the Tula and let Tula spray it with a water jet.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay.
Oh.
As Tula sprays it with the water jets, you watch as it lights up with almost this watery exterior around the outside, and you watch as the blue coloration heightens for a moment, but does nothing.
Thank God.
Must need more water.
I will say with your passive arcana, you pick up that it needs both water and earth magic to do something, and it was already getting plenty of water thanks to the rain, so the lithomancy just triggered its effect.
Okay, so it's already activated.
Yeah.
I wonder what the purpose is to that. Just turns round to see Damian in a hole. Huh. What are you doing down there?
I'm not sure how easily I'm going to be able to speak. I don't know how high up that's gone.
You are about You're buried to about your I'd say probably your shins or knees. Kay's probably buried up to just above his knees, maybe his low thighs.
Hey, I'm taller than you. Now.
Damian is very polite in this situation and decides to stick a middle gauntlet finger up at Cat.
Okay. Vinny, you're up as you just watch the entire area become this kind of slick sand before setting back in place.
Okay.
And I say entire area, about, I'd say, the map, if not bigger. Ooh, whoops, should not have hovered over there.
Was this big rock affected in any way? It doesn't matter, I'm just curious.
No, you're right, it did. It sunk a bit. And you see now why the top of this mountain might be near flat. As the rocks are being eaten slowly over time.
Ah. How horrifying. Right. I could go and kill this Grick, but I think Kay has called dibs. So instead, I'm going to try and get him out. I'm not very strong, but I do have a crowbar.
I will say...
Is there any gap that I can jam that in and try and widen the hole around his legs so we can wriggle out?
I will say give me an athletics check with advantage, or you can make an attack roll with this. Both will have different effects. Should you miss, you might hit K with the attack roll. If you roll the athletics with advantage and don't meet the DC, you will not be able to free him, but may make the DC lower.
Yeah, I'll go for the athletics check. Just try and working it in slowly and then leveraging out as best as possible.
Okay,
Athletics.
go ahead.
Holy
Ooh,
fuck.
Nice. Lots of doubles
This is the
today.
sound you hear.
Athletics, that's a +2.
Okay, 19.
19.
Well, you beat
Fucking
Cat's
hell.
DC of 15 as you swing the crowbar. Thunk. As K is pulled free, you see 2 K-shaped feet holes in the ground as K is pulled free. K, you are no longer grappled. So you have a movement.
Good.
Okay. Is that your turn there, Vinny? Bonus action for anything?
Let me just double check what I can do with this.
K, you'll be up next, so get ready.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Awesome.
I am mauling this thing to death.
We'll see about that. Still got a hefty amount of hit points left.
I'm mauling this thing to death.
We'll see.
It's mine.
That should be about the rest of my movement.
Okay. K, you're up.
Alright. Can I get to here? Am I able to stand there, actually?
I'll say make me an acrobatics check, as I'll say you'll try to use the rocks as you can to swing across the wall here.
Acrobatics. That is +6.
Mm-hmm.
16.
16. You grab onto the rock nearby, you swing, you pivot, you pull, and you land on the other side, just next to the rock, in a position that now you are flanking with Romulus.
Aha! And I'm going in for my 2 attacks.
Okay, go ahead and make both of them. You have +2 to hit. Oh, as a bonus, anyway, because of flanking.
Okay. Well, that's terrible.
First one to hit.
That one should hit. That's a 14.
14
Yeah,
just hits. Doing 6 plus 4 to 10, which is half to 5, and then +2, so 7 points of damage. Okay, and the second one, as you go to bite against it, it seeing the attack coming is going to use its reaction to strike back with a 6 to hit as it misses. You two both narrowly bite. You both narrowly miss biting one another, and also narrowly miss kissing one another. But to Kay, that would be inconsequential. He'd get a tongue out of it. So
it's a tongue.
Oh,
It goes well with the sandwich.
as horrifying as that sounds. Okay.
That might be better experience.
So it is now Grick 1's turn. Grick 1 at this point is
That one was badly injured. I doubt
that one
thing's
was
back.
even if it wasn't badly injured. It's just mainly the point that it's been buried under sand that is now set, so it's got to remake its burrows. So yeah,
Oh wait, no, that's the other one that was badly damaged.
that died. Damian, you are up.
No, I'm currently grappled.
Yeah, you are. You can spend your action to do an athletics check to break out.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics check. DC is Cat's DC of 15. Oh no, 14? 14, not 15.
I have to keep checking every time you say it. There
That's
you
a
go.
23.
Aha.
23. You are set, as much as you are set in the stone, you pull your feet out as they break through the stone. It's still, as much as it's stone, you can tell that it's more sand that then sets back to its original consistency. For one reason or another, it is still stone, but it's brittle as you break your feet out of it. You're no longer grappled. But that has used your action.
Okay, that's fine.
It's a non-Newtonian fluid. That means there's no newts in it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, noted.
Muted.
Nice.
I guess my friend Pingo goes newt.
New. Alright. So, Damian, is there anything else you're doing, or ending your turn there?
Well, I'm moving somewhere else because Cat insulted me, and yeah.
Taller than me now.
To which you're probably just going to get middle finger from above now.
What are you
Damien's
doing?
not happy with that taunt. I am going to move 5, 10,
Mm-hmm.
15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to attack this Grick.
You don't have an action.
Yeah, you used
That's
your
cool.
action.
I'm just going to be here so I can block any attacks.
Alright. Excellent. Grick 2's turn. This
Middle
thing is
finger, right?
badly injured. I would like... Okay, I would like someone to roll me a d20. On an 11 or higher, the burrow below it is intact to the point that it can burrow away.
I think
On
this
a
is
10
Lloyd's
or
go.
on a 10 or lower, I'm not gonna roll for it because that's unfair. On a
Let's
10 or
pretend that I'm Lloyd.
on a
Yeah.
on a 10 or lower, the burrow
He
is
did not do it.
okay. So on a 10 or lower, so he rolled. So on a 11 or higher, the burrow is intact. So it is going to disengage and flee, as it is on very low hit points. Okay.
I dislike this greatly.
The danger seems to have seemingly passed, question mark. There are still two of them around, but they seem to be fleeing from you.
Kay's going back to his feast to start preparing a sandwich.
Okay.
I mean, there could be more. There's a lot of burrows for 2 Gregs.
4, but yeah.
4, yeah.
Well, I know what Damien's going to do. Damien's now actually going to do some proper inspecting to see if there's any signs of grasp or previous existence.
Make me an investigation check.
Kay's preoccupied by food. He was going
Was
to
it
do that.
maybe berries?
That's
Well,
an
that's a
11.
Okay, so
Hmm?
Kay, your Grick is half buried in stone, but you can dig it out.
I am digging this thing out. It is my Greg. The
Okay.
ground is not stealing my Greg.
Okay, what was the total there, Damian?
11.
You wander around. You have a look around and you don't note any presence of anything. No movement, no nothing. And the effect of the pillar that has triggered now begins to make you realize why. If there was a camp here, it has been swallowed by the earth. If there was a body here, it's been swallowed by the earth. If there were signs of anything, it would be swallowed by the earth. There are no signs for you to be able to track here. You're in the dark.
Now, is
But-
this big boulder? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep.
But-
As you are correct, the boulder is sinking into the stone.
Okay.
Or into the ground around it. But you do notice with that investigation check, as you are otherwise looking around the area, you note that there are brick holes around the place, and a number of them have collapsed now. But you note, I'd say further afield from here, with your investigation check plus the passive perception that you actually have, and I'll move off of the fight music here now as they're not coming back. You see off in the distance what looks to be, at first, what you think is a brick hole, but it's big.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
about 10 feet wide.
Oh, in that case, I'm going to say, could somebody come with me? There's like a hole.
1 second, I need to do this in 6 seconds. How heavy does this pillar look?
Several tons.
What's that in pounds?
More than you can lift.
Even if it's 1,200?
Definitely,
I
if
know
it's
it.
1,200.
What's
Okay,
a pound?
well, okay, secondary thing. This is a cylinder, right?
Yes,
Cylinders roll.
this is true.
Which direction do you want it, people?
I mean, leave it where it is. It might actually have significance there. Not only that, rolling, we don't know what's going to do. This also could be a key to an entrance, potentially. If we move it away, we may end up sealing up an entrance.
Alright. I will... Kat, do you have any paper on you I can borrow? Preferably something more like parchment that won't get ruined by the rain.
Okay, why?
I was going to take, what do you call it? Etchings. of the-
Rubbings.
Rubbings, that's the word. I was going to take rubbings of the symbols here so that we can ascertain more information later.
They're just basic words in giant.
Well, yes, but it also appears to be magic, so...
Yeah, but that's the runes, which are also in giant. Look, and I'm going to give Romulus a quick cheeky little thing. So this one means aqua.
Uh-huh.
This one means stone.
Uh-huh.
This one means, I forgot what the other word was.
Crag.
Crag.
Mm-hmm.
Were there other words? I think there was only the three.
There
that
was-
you told
There were
me
the
about,
three
weren't
that
there?
you could see. If you want to do a more thorough investigation check, now that you're close to it, you can do.
Okay, I will send Jeff with Damian, and I will do a more thorough investigation
Okay.
myself.
I will
Okay.
send the rats with Damian.
You'll send the rats. Damian gets all the companions. Okay.
Ah,
Vinny, where are
Damian
you
and the
going?
animal whisperer.
Right, so
Some references up.
I just want to take
Okay.
etchings of these to make sure we're not missing anything.
No, that's fine. I've got 2 sheets of paper. So
Okay, Vinny, what were you doing in this instance?
there you go.
I'm going to go with.
Damian.
Well, I'm going to go and join Damian.
Lloyd
So
is going to
help my-
is going to help you dig up the corpse and then offer to help cut it for you.
Right. I will.
I need to learn this. I need
okay.
to learn the cut.
Oh, whilst you're over there, can I keep the skin? How wide is a grick?
How wide?
Yeah, what's the
Um,
width of a grick?
Probably, given the size of it, I'd say maybe a foot at most. It's kind of a long snake, so yeah, maybe a foot. And foot in diameter.
Excellent. Yes, if you could keep the skin of it or the hide, I would appreciate it.
Okay, Lloyd's going to perform a survival check. What is his survival? Nobody knows. Well, he rolled high.
Oh
He's-
fuck!
Oh, +7, 26. Okay,
Oh my
he
God,
is
yeah.
an untapped survivalist as he begins to use his battle staff's blades
I just look
to
over there
cut
like
clean.
a single tear as a proud smile appears on Romulus's face watching this.
Yeah, you watch as he peels the grick.
Oh, it's
Okay.
perfect.
Kay
He just
is
shucked it
watching.
perfectly.
Kay is watching this to hopefully pick up pointers on how to properly take apart a gray.
Peel your grick, people. As you
Oh my God.
as you watch, he cuts a line down one portion of it and then begins to unfold the skin after cutting through just underneath the skin, peeling it back and then cutting again, kind of just unfolding it and unrolling the hide. It's quite tough, and it takes quite a lot of time. So this will probably take several minutes. I'd probably say about 15 to 25 minutes to cut the whole thing, but you can get a fair amount of hide from it. Meanwhile, Damian and Vinny. As you two head up that way, Vinny, you look over and you can see what looks to be a pit about 10 feet across, but it doesn't dip in like a sinkhole. It's curved and jagged somewhat, just out of the range of wherever this softer land had been. And you note that there is a tiny hole near the base of it. I'd say both of you pick up on this.
The base of it, sorry? Like at the bottom.
Yeah, so there would be a dip, almost like a bowl or a trough, and then it's kind of jagged around the edges with kind of scratches and marks, and then you can see a hole which looks like a brick hole at the bottom of it, or the tunnel as it would
Okay.
be.
Is it like roughly semicircular, so like 10 feet down, or the big hole? Or
Yes,
is it more of a tunnel?
yeah, it's about 10 feet down, almost lightly semicircular. Yeah, with kind of scratches along the edge and the hole at the bottom.
Well, it doesn't look like anything bigger than a brick come out of there, so that's good.
Doesn't look. It looks odd. I wish to investigate it in person. Have a look, see if I can see anything on the surface or
Go ahead.
in the hole that I can see.
Yeah, go ahead.
If we go into the hole.
Jeff's gonna go into the
Like,
hole.
first into
Yeah.
the hole. Oh, for goodness sake!
Natural one. Do you wish to aid him in this at all, Vinny? Or make your own roll?
Make your own roll be easier.
Yeah. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna. No, it probably won't help. It probably won't help for this. So I'm just gonna take a look
Oh, quick.
at the surface.
Damian today is not observant or investigative.
18.
18. Damian, as you're looking at it, there is something odd about this, but you can't put your finger on what it is. But Vinny, as you always look in, you can see the scratch marks on the edge are inconsistent. They're not scratch marks, they're chips. Tools were used here. Tools were used to dig up a brick mound? And as you look around, you can see more of these holes. The brick mounds that are around this area have been dug up. And I'll say, as you mention this about the tools thing, Damian, you immediately notice it, that there are signs of tools here. Similar to what you would get like a pickaxe or a hammer and chisel of some form to pull up stone.
And there's a lot of these big holes out there.
Yeah, you see probably about 20 in the nearby area that have just been dug up across the area. What was your total there, Vinny?
18.
On perception 18, yeah.
Perception. On your looking at this, it reminds you very much of I'm trying to remember what they're called, but at the beach when you find the small holes, you dig them up with a shovel and pull them up. And it's not eels, it's something else.
Yeah, the long thingies.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen the
I know
videos of people
what
with
you're
mud
talking
who
about,
otherwise
yeah.
shove a shovel in and then they pull it up and they reach their hand into the hole and they grab kind of a long worm thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
then they kind of like.
not
The,
ragworm.
what the long-shelled
Yes, ragworms.
Right.
Yeah, and this reminds you of ragworms in a way. It seems strangely like whatever did this was digging up gricks.
That dragon was eating Griggs.
But it wasn't using tools.
No, but it had those kobolds working for it.
And as you send Jeff down into the interior, roll me a perception check with... Actually, no, Jeff would be blind in here because there's no light, so Jeff would not be able to see anything.
Fair.
I'll say Jeff comes back out.
Yeah, fair.
Jeff, do you want a light?
He responds with literally your own voice. Please.
Okay, that's horrifying. Please.
Actually, no, with the mimicry, it just says back light, I'd say, because it would be
Light,
copying
okay.
the recent words. Light!
Don't
Light.
like that. But I'm going to cast Dancing Lights.
Okay. Casting
I'm gonna
dancing
send them
lights.
down in a chain
Okay.
to get as much depth as possible.
Okay. With that, I will say you don't need to roll as Jeff sees something. Are you focusing on Jeff or are you focusing on the rubbings at the moment, Cat?
Jeff was gonna message or let me know if he finds something where I then
Okay.
look.
Jeff finds something.
Okay, then I would look.
Okay. You look in and you see what looks to be shells. Eggshells. You see that they have gone green and soured and they are spilling out into what looks to be a nest underneath.
Eggshells. Interesting.
Oh no!
Brick babies?
Thunderbirds?
I'd say the eggs in question are about smaller than an ostrich egg, larger than a chicken egg.
Okay.
Somewhere in
I
between.
mean,
Sized egg.
I work and understand. Does it look like that could potentially be a Grick egg?
I'd say working
For the-
understanding, Grick nest, potentially Grick eggs, makes sense. Roll me a medicine check.
Maybe it's an
God.
Easter egg. I mean, that's
I
between
am-
the chicken egg and...
It could
no
be an
Dr.
Easter egg.
K.
You are no Dr. K.
You're not Dr. K.
No, 6.
Really
6?
aren't Dr. K.
Even with a 6, you've seen foul eggs before. These eggs have passed and died. They were not being tended to when they needed it.
Okay.
Suggesting that either the Grick that housed them, the mother, was either removed or killed before the eggs hatched.
Okay. I will... How far away are them two from actual cat?
About 50 to 70 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna shout out from cat. There's a nest down there, and the eggs have gone off.
Okay. I'll say the two of you pick up on that.
Egg.
Yeah, I think the queen may be removed if that's how they work. Something seems off.
Do Gricks have queens?
I don't know.
I'll say working knowledge for those of you who have experienced Gricks. I believe that was mainly Romulus who understood that. No. Gricks are singular one-to-one. They tend to have an alpha Grick who ends up being the one who leads them. Tends to be bigger, doesn't really have to be a male or female, it's just the one that's in charge. And they work kind of like meerkats. They dig burrows and then they have kids, and then the one who has kids ends up fighting for dominance, and then the other kids are or the other eggs in this instance would be eaten by the alpha, so.
But these ones weren't eaten.
These ones
No,
weren't eaten,
they've
they
just
went
gone
foul.
off. So the parent has been removed from the equation.
Meerkat
Interesting.
Manor.
Okay, I will.
was a good show.
I will carry on
know.
to deciphering or looking in depth
Okay.
at the runes.
Okay, make me an
Jeff
investigation
out.
check for looking at this. Jeff comes back out, and the two of you are over here.
Investigation. That is a 13.
13, you look across the surface of it and you can see more runes. You can see shape as another word. In addition, you see soil as another word.
Hmm.
You can see they all seem to link to one another via various lines and effects. There is some contingent effect that affects all of these. You know that there may be more underneath that are hidden underneath where the pillar is. You'd have to roll it to find out. But moving something like this would be intense to do, even for Romulus. This would probably be a DC 30 check to move.
Okay, Romulus, step back
Okay.
a little bit, and I'm just gonna simultaneously
I
cast Mold
I,
Earth
ass-
in
I
a
assume
line.
by this point I've gotten the rubbings.
Yeah, you would have gotten the rubbings when she does this. Okay.
Create like a groove for it to roll just enough to see
Lighten
the other
them.
side.
Oh yeah, because you can just do that, can't you?
Okay. It doesn't move.
Huh. Doesn't move at all. Interesting.
Do you want to keep? I mean, you've got mold earth. You can just keep burrowing underneath it. It has to move eventually, and if it doesn't, then it's
Actually,
you know,
alright, yeah,
it
I'm just gonna
grab it. It's
create a tunnel underneath it to see if I can see.
Okay.
What am I doing with my life right now? I'm just going crazy with
Eventually,
Mold Earth.
taking time, making lines, digging deeper and deeper, while also going further and further towards it, it eventually rolls into place. As it does, it exposes the underside and the other side of it.
Okay. I'm going to have a look, see what that says.
Okay. Looking on the underside of it, you can see that the runes otherwise all connect, and you can see that there is one rune right at the base of it, which again says stone. But it's not in giant. It's in common.
Huh. There's one common word. Stone. Okay.
And as you look at it, it's strange, it's weird. There's something off about it.
I'm gonna go and sort of rub against it, see if there's any, or like brush it off, see if there's anything else, any light engravings, anything like that. In fact, you know what? Why not? I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Okay. Casting Detect Magic, you pick up on the pillar. It is magical, but only innately. There is no school of magic to this. It just exists and does stuff. You pick up on the Shield of
Okay.
Faith, which would now be dwindling, and you pick up on the natural magic within the area, as well as the seemingly persistent magic which you can now identify as lithomancy throughout the stone around you, where it has been morphed and shifted over long periods of time. But it is innate and dying off. Enough that it is
Okay.
not detectable.
Right. Okay. Well, we've got one word in common that says stone, and in giant aqua, stone, shape, and soil. And I forgot what the third word was because I didn't write
Crag.
it down again.
Crag.
Okay. So
Right at this.
I mean, shape. I'm wondering if there's a sequence to which we're meant to do something to activate it, and then maybe we can access the base of the spire? Maybe there's something down there. But why stone? I mean, Jamie's having a dump, so he can't even put this together.
Okay.
So, let's think about this objectively. If it is, as you say, some sort of sequence, water, stone, crag, right?
Hmm.
Water, stone, crag, water, stone.
There's
stone,
shape
water.
and soil as well in there.
Shape and soil.
What's the? It says shape. Is that as in the act of shaping, or as in?
It's just a word,
It's the
so we
word
have
shape.
no context.
There's no context, yeah. It's just shape.
All right, excuse me for assuming it would have a.
No, it's a valid question, but in this instance, it's just the word shape. Vinny and Damian, while they're thinking about this, is there anything you'd like to do?
I feel like we've gotten all we're gonna get out of this hole. We could check another one, or
I suppose.
actually, just one thing. Can I take a closer look at some of the chips? See if I can figure out what size of tools were being used here.
That's very good. Make me an investigation check, please.
That's a 10.
10. You look at the chip size. Chips are usually quite small. When you otherwise working with something, you'll break off varying sizes of small to big. The chip sizes at the bottom of each of these pools, if they haven't rolled down into the tunnels, are large, suggesting a larger set of tools, potentially maybe the size of weapons, perhaps. But the holes themselves are huge, meaning that there would be something potentially lifting this up. Something big, perhaps.
So it was something big that did this, but it had to use tools, not anything inherent to it. Sorry, what were you saying, Chris?
I was going to say, as you are looking around some of the other ones, you do note around the others that they have the same markings, they have the same scratchings, there are a large number of them. And as you are looking around, you just note the absence of anything in between. Every hole has been hit. There is no unmarked burrow in the area. And I'll say, as that's going on, Damian and Vinny, you both hear mumbling and low thudding.
Can we tell a direction on that?
Ahead of you. Seemingly getting closer.
We should head back to the others and keep an eye out. Unless you want to try and talk to whatever that is.
I could. Well, I'll wait until I can see it, and then I can do something.
Are you hiding? Are you... What are you doing here?
This is outside of the area where all the rocks were being eaten, right? So are there
Yes.
any large rocks that we can hide behind?
I'll say go ahead and make me a perception check as a precursor. Looking around, yeah, there are several. There's a craggy area around here, and the Gricks were at some point working along this upper area before they moved into this area, it would seem. You want to try and use those to hide?
Yeah, let's find one close-ish to the pillar.
Okay. I would like both of you to make me
It-
stealth checks as you're moving
Is
back.
Jeff still coming with us?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to be with you.
Right.
Disadvantage, please, Damian. Oh,
Jeff, can you warn
not like it's
Cat
With
you may have
advantage.
company?
disadvantage. So the
Oh,
one,
well,
one wouldn't really
Yeah, I'm
matter. But...
screwed.
Yeah.
So that'd be a -6, I think.
Oof, -5. Okay. Okay.
Would it be?
It would be a -6, yeah. So Cat pulls Jeff back because Jeff was coming back to her.
No,
Oh.
they're with them. I pulled him out of the hole.
Oh, okay.
He's still with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm asking Jeff to warn Cat that we may have something coming.
Okay. Cat, you are warned as you're otherwise looking over this with Romulus, and Lloyd finishes carving the Grick as you're kind of taking cuts of the muscle and meat of this thing as you are given a warning that something is coming. As Damian, you otherwise turn, you can kind of hear the heavy rain clinking against your armor. You know you can't hide out of sight. It's not going to work. You need to get distance. If you want to keep a visual, your stealth is going to fail. If you wish to move further away as to not potentially alert whatever it is, you can move past where the party is, but it does mean you won't have a visual.
I want a visual.
You want a visual?
Yep.
Okay. So with that, you watch as a form begins to otherwise lumber over the nearby hillside. A kind of a darker yellow skin creature. Huge, towering in size, 18 feet tall. A large shovel and pick as it carries in a basket on its back. A huge helmet as it otherwise slumbers forward towards your area, and otherwise looks over and sees you two both. It stops in place.
Wait, hold on. I was hiding.
Oh, you were hiding, so it just sees Damian as it otherwise stops in place.
Yeah, my stealth was a 23.
As it shouts something out in Giant. Cat, you would be the only one who hears this. Who are you? Why you come here now?
Hey. Now. Oh no, definitely. He's not going to have heard Giant, is he? So he won't be able to mimic. Yeah, I know I'm the only person that can speak Giant, so I'm going to try and get over to this lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I'm going to reply saying, we're looking for a lost friend.
How many of you? Not welcome. Leave while you can.
Why? I mean, we're not going to get in your way.
Leave
his-
while you can. Here for food, not for friend or foe.
Okay. He says leave while we can. He's here for food, not friend or foe. What do you lot think? The good talk, because I'm right behind these two, so...
Yeah. I'll say, if any of the party wants to be there to be witnessing this transaction taking place, you're welcome to either make a stealth check or to make yourself known. It's up to you.
I guess Kay is willing to let himself be known. He's
Okay.
currently preoccupied with food, so.
Okay. Lloyd's going to keep himself back, because I don't know what Lloyd would do. He's going to hide.
Yeah, I'm up here, but I'm hid behind a rock, so I will stay for the moment.
Okay. I'll say for a moment you're over here, otherwise keeping a view on this. And Romulus, do you think you'd be making yourself known or hiding?
I'd probably be making myself known.
Leave, please. Don't want to fight, just want food.
Okay, I mean, Okay, hear me out. We're just inspecting this pillar. Okay? We will not come near you while you dig for food. I promise. Can we come to a mutual agreement? I promise we will not engage you. You're not in any risk from us.
Make me a persuasion check.
Does she get advantage because I have food?
No, in this instance, no.
Dang.
She is not very persuasive.
No.
No
Trust strangers. Leave.
I really don't
Be
think...
forced to hurt. And you watch as both of his weapons light up with magic, with your detect magic on.
Oh,
Damian
he has magical weapons.
Damian sees that and is already beginning to move back. He's
Yeah.
just like, nope.
Damian, I would say, given his regalia and given everything else, are you proficient in religion?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Make me a religion check with disadvantage then, please.
Okay.
Don't worry, you got this.
Yeah, there's gonna be nothing that one. We just know it.
We'll find out.
You got this. Just
You got
believe.
this.
See, look at that.
Okay, so 15.
15. He is a cleric or paladin of sorts. He is a religious creature. And you can tell by the nature of his religion, you can't tell what it is, but it's definitely not a god of your knowledge. But it is a religious creature and has divine magic. Given its
Okay,
size
so-
and strength, it's a very scary possibility this thing could be casting spells or hitting you hard.
Just a quick check. Why did we really want to see this pillar?
Because we were
We're
looking
not
for,
looking
we
for
were
the
looking,
pillar.
we
We're
were looking
looking
for
for-
grass. Who wanted to get to this pillar?
At least ask him if he's seen a cat person.
Is he a cat? Okay. Have you? One question, then we will leave.
Backseat.
Have you seen a cat person around?
No.
Taxi. Okay.
All right, then.
Passive insight of everybody. He is lying.
Oh,
that was a total of one unnatural one.
okay.
That's,
His answer was way too quick.
That's.
Sorry,
I mean, I don't.
Just say
Friend.
we're looking to take him home. That's all.
friend. We
friend,
mean
we
you
want to
no
take-
harm, but
Oh.
please do not lie to us.
I'll just relay back what Romulus is saying while pointing this.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're the
saying.
one who can actually understand it. Okay.
I said leave.
And we. Okay, no, I can't say shit. I don't
No.
understand anything. Yeah.
No, I'll be saying what he said. Don't worry. Okay. I don't think we should fight this guy, but he knows where.
I mean, I'll fucking take him. I'll fucking take him. I'll rip his fucking eyes out. Make him eat him.
I wouldn't. do
No,
it if
don't
you
do it.
want.
Okay, I'm gonna grab
I
Romulus's
really
hand
don't
and
want-
walk back. Romulus,
Yeah.
come on. Let's let him dig, and then we'll follow. He might be able to take us back to. Thing. This is under my breath.
The most important. Let's go. Everyone keep an eye out for tracks. We want to make sure that the cat person is safe. I think.
Well, I think he knows what's going on. I mean, clearly he's lying. So if I can tell that, that's really bad for him. So yeah, let's go. Give him space. Let him dig, and then potentially follow him back to where he's going. We might get some answers there.
Okay. Okay.
Elf.
Well, what's the minimum distance we can go that this guy doesn't look like he's going to pull shit on us?
That's up to you.
How far away do you want us
How
to go?
far do you want? Leave area. No watch, no follow.
All right. Let's get just out of his sight, and
Okay.
then I'm going to start cooking.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, let's go out.
He's
to the
hungry.
site,
And
Okay.
he's digging.
and
I-
I'm gonna.
Okay.
How?
Okay.
I'm gonna
How-
sit on the rock.
How
with
far
you.
can I have Jeff away where he can still contact me?
I think
What's
it's
the range
100
of
feet.
that? 100 feet?
Okay.
Oh, hang on. 120.
Lloyd will be going
No.
with Damian for safety's sake and because he knows he can't hide as well. So I think what we'll do here, just to wrap up
yeah.
the session, who is leaving and who is stealthing to remain hidden? I'm going to
I
write
am
down your
stealthing.
results.
I am
I am
leaving.
stealthing.
I'm leaving, and Jeff is still around, so I'm gonna send Jeff up really, really high to watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave as well. I don't want to be found here.
Yes, but again, I am planning to, because this guy isn't going to be just immediately be able to reach into the ground and pull something out, because like clearly it takes some effort to get through the rock here. So I'm just going to be cooking, and he's going to be smelling that the entire time.
Okay, so Vinny, you're leaving. Lloyd and Damian are leaving. Romulus, you leaving?
I am leaving. Yes.
Okay. Cat, you leaving?
Yep.
Okay. Kay?
Does anybody object to me stealthing?
I mean, none of us are gonna know if you're stealthing.
Yeah, we're not going to know. So it doesn't really matter.
Kay is gonna stealth.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check, please, with advantage because of the rain and the fact that you have not revealed yourself yet. This will be versus his perception check next time.
Alright, let's go. Oh, okay, I'm good.
Okay. I'm going to say this now. Even if I were to roll a natural 20, I still can't beat it, so I'm just going to say that you are stealthed and he cannot see you currently. You mask your scent using the Grick essence as best you can and hide amongst the rocks, holding your own. Okay, and we'll see if you manage to get a good view of this when it comes down to it. The rest of you leave. How far do you go?
Couple of hundred
I mean, if there's a
feet?
a drop or somewhere like a ledge
Mhm.
or something we can
Yeah.
go down and just squat behind?
Hmm.
Wait for
Okay.
him, and I'm sending Jeff up as to close as damn it my range,
Okay.
so I can still keep a view and what's going on. But
Okay. As walking on, a cyclops form steps up and begins to dig. And that is where we're going to end our session. So as the party have discovered the location of Brass's last known location after a little bit of a fight, and in their current predicament, a form unfamiliar to them steps up, stepping towards a brick hole, taking the end of a shovel and a pickaxe begins to dig, pulling up the brick hole where it stands. Thank you for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week, where we will be back. Are we going to be missing anybody next week?
no,
Potentially.
Maybe. I'm.
Yes, no, you will be missing me next week, I'm afraid.
Okay. And Vinny?
Yeah, you probably will miss. I need to actually double check what time I'm getting back.
Okay,
but I'm
so
probably
maybe we won't have a
be around.
session next week, but we might have a session the week after that. We'll have to see. If we don't have a session next week, we might be playing other games. We'll have to see. Alright, so for the stream, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Potatoes.